What's up, everyone? Happy to have you guys here again. Today, we are going to start off doing a touchy topic. Yeah, why don't we want to work anymore? Why don't we want to work anymore? Well, let me just talk from experience here. In Regina, Saskatchewan, a business called Ultimate Plumbing and Heating. I get on My friend gets me on because he's best friends with the guy who owns the plumbing business. I worked there for over a year. I take plumbing in extremely naturally. I am honestly a better plumber than my boss at this point in time. He hires on an actual licensed plumber so that he doesn't have to go around. But even I'm a better plumber than him. I'm not better at the heating and AC. I'm good at laying down pipe and creating paths. I'm good at ripping shit up and laying shit down. My brain works amazing with laying down the plumbing for the water and waste away. But he's telling us to carry up uh, a boiler up, was it 6 sets of stairs to the top floor to replace a boiler. And I call up the boss like straight up, like, man, there's Greff's Delivery. They they specialize in moving heavy equipment up many flights of stairs. We're going to kill ourselves taking this up the stairs. We go 3 stairs up, and my lower back, I start screaming and crying right there. 3 stairs, and my back gives out. My buddy who got me the job had to go get surgery for carpal tunnel. Boss says, okay, all good. We all have benefits and this and that. So I'm on, what's it called again? WCB, Workers' Compensation Board. Wait, and I'm going to rehabilitation to strengthen my back up again because for the first couple weeks I was in a wheelchair. That's the kind of lower back injury I have. And today, honestly, my lower back is killing me. It was great for a few days after my quadding trip. I woke up to pee earlier on, about like 8 in the morning. I go back to sleep. I wake up at 1 p.m. and oh, fuck. But anyway, the job. Yeah, we're waiting to get back into work, and the boss goes and fires us. So me and Jay have to go and fight this. Meanwhile, he basically wins. We're still fired, and his bookie says a bunch of shit and this and that. So he gets rid of the business's benefits to help him fire us for some reason when we were the two people who started his fucking business. So now Buddy's only got one plumber right now. So this guy just thinks he's going to hire a bunch of licensed plumbers? No, 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 man. You're cooked. You're fucked. Karma's going to come around and fucking put it up your fucking ass. Mm. Here, I got a couple other stories. Medius Restorations out of Regina, Saskatchewan. I was working at the Yorkton facility, and there was two old gentlemen, including the old manager that worked at the Yorkton Restoration Company. I was faster than them. because I love to clean. I can clean things better than them, faster than them. I'm not wrecking shit by spraying electrical components with the hose like the old guy was doing. So you got a restorational fan to dry out very wet areas. Those things are like 2 to 5,000 each, and this guy's breaking one with hosing it off at least 3 times a month. So I go off to Regina, do a great big job, and I'm the only motherfucker in the Regina crew who's going to touch Poop Mountain in this one restoration. Poop Mountain, I call. Yes, Poop fucking Mountain restoration of a hoarder's house. It's not even a hoarder's house, it's a lazy house. So this lazy house has never put a piece of garbage in the trash. It's just piling up on the floor. You go in the house, and we are going halfway up the wall, 3.5 to 4 feet of pure garbage right when you come into the house, all the way into each and every single bedroom and bathroom. Now, in the bathroom is Poop Mountain, where the old mother, maybe the daughter changes mother, or mother just changes herself, but she takes off her Depends and she throws them into the bathroom, into the shower tub. And we're talking 7 feet of many years of Depends that have completely crusted together and have formed a rock. And nobody is touching this shit. And who's the only person touching it? Me. I get back to Yorkton after a week of Regina's bullshit, and they try to fire me in their nice way by saying, nobody wants to work around you. You break so many things and this and that. I'm like, John, I stood up and I said, you know as well as I do, everything that came out of your mouth is what I laid in the fucking toilet this morning. You're letting me go because of internal issues. And if you want to save money, you let go of your best fucking friend who's hosing down $5,000 fucking fans. You're a joke. I do not pray for you. Fuck you. I walked out the door. A job before that now. What's it called? Oh shit, it's a high quality wood workshop. And we specialize in curved staircases. I'm the router, and they haven't seen a router as good as me. I can router everything without making any burn marks. Even if my blade is dull, I can fucking router without burning. That was fucking great. Anything I do, I'm great at. I have, I'm very intelligent. I did not go to pursue my education because who the fuck cares? In this kind of world, you think I want to go to work for you? After what I've had to go through? Wait, I got two more stories. Yes. I'll finish off the router wood workshop. So, worked there for a couple of years. And one day, I come into work and I'm at a sanding spot, sanding my spindles and my posts. And it's 5 minutes before work is even started. It is 6:55 in the morning. Work starts at 7 a.m. I've already started up 5 minutes early. The rest of the team is upstairs visiting, waiting to come down and get going. 3 minutes before work started, my boss comes up to me. He starts going like this. You're late. I go, excuse me, you dumb motherfucker? He goes, you better watch your tone. I go, no, you better watch what you fucking say. Late? Look at the fucking clock. Look at my fucking watch. 6:50 fucking 5 and your son is still upstairs. You're going to say to me that I'm late? Yeah. You better not do. He's trying to fucking still go that I'm fucking late. I said, you know what, Delvin? Fuck you. I quit. You find yourself a better router than me, you dumb motherfucker. Fuck you. I left. Quit. Then another great one. Working for a mattress company. And I am the one who is in charge of the machine that sews all the fancy patterns on the mattress top, and I'm the one who sews all the foam pads together to put on top of all the springs and the border. I've got the most specific and detailed job. I got the most work to do in this entire warehouse. There's this girl, Fatima. She's like 10 years older than me at the time. So let's say 35, 40 years old she was. I was like 25. And I'm doing my job. And they call me into the office with Fatima. Fatima must have said something because they're getting mad at me while Fatima's just sitting there with her arms crossed. And the weird thing is the day before this, I was instructed to train Fatima on my very huge sewing machine. She was dumb as fuck, man. Like any chick, man, you try to tell them how to work a machine, fucking hell. It's like trying to tell an 80-year-old man how to use his cell phone. And every day that old man comes to you with the same question over and over and over again. Well, that was Fatima. But this day, they're getting so mad at me that I literally stripped my shirt off while they're screaming at me for I have no reason why. Like, literally, no reason why. This is straight up white woman talking. She's just going off the fucking hanger. I have no idea what is going on. I took my shirt off, nipples bared out, and I said, you guys can suck the blackest part of my ass. Fucking go to hell. I'm out. Train her without me. Fuck you guys. So every time you go to a job and you can prove that you are the best worker in that facility, you always get shit on because why? I'm your best detailed worker, but you want to treat me like I I don't know. I don't know. So one, we are barely making money to make ends meet, or I am. You feel good about what you're doing, and then this kind of shit happens to everyone that's a man. I can guarantee, actually, maybe not everyone. I bet you if you're one of the guys that are evil in the world, you get promoted to the next step. But if you're a honest, God loving kind of person, you get fucked in the ass no matter where you go. I have never had, actually, I'll tell you the best job I've ever had. Government position. Worked at the hospital as a janitor in the housekeeping department. Make good money. Great hours. And if you do get overtime, you get paid for overtime. You don't work free hours and shit. No, 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 no. There's so much bullshit with this overtime hours. That's a crock of shit. If you work for a private owner, you will get fucked in the ass every minute you go. So why the fuck do I want to go to work? You know what? I see people that are on welfare making about $1,000 a month. Let's say maybe it's $700 a month. You know, I only get this amount because of my disability. The reason that I can't work, like I said the other day, I just had my first seizure in years just a few days ago. So you think I can go to work? I just went quadding the other day. Had to take my quad out of the fucking stuck position. I was at home doing back stretches for 2 days. Midway through that second day relaxing, I get up off the floor petting my cat and I fall backwards and I start having a 5 to 10 second seizure. So if I put in too much energy, it's very easy for me to go through seizures. So I just can't work anymore. I look 100% capable, man. I could move, I could lift shit, I could hammer shit, you know, but only for a very limited amount of time now. Whatever got struck in my head puts everything to a high level for some reason, and I burn out, I crash out, and my body goes through these seizures. It's hard. It's weird. Um, I try seeing if I can get more energy in the past by doing my mountain biking. It seemed like when I was mountain biking, I can go for pretty long, but at the same time, I'm not working. I'm not stressing. I'm out. I'm out in the nature. I'm loving it. So I bet you there's like emotional ties to the energy I use with the brain damage. So like I said, like lifting a quad out was scary, stressful because my quad died. It was drinking water into the injectors, and it was a scary situation because I'm all alone. Plus, my winch won't get there. So if we don't want to go to work anymore, right? Because if I got to go to work for 8 hours a day, you got to also take into consideration it's not just the 8 hours a day that I work for these people or this organization. Now, if you work for private companies or like franchise companies, most likely if you're on break, you're going to be working through your break. You got a lunch hour, you're going to be working through your lunch hour, and you ain't getting paid for that shit. So, man, you go to work 8 hours a day. So now, the day before, you are also preparing a lunch. You're also worried about the bullshit that you're going to have to come up with because there's nonsense that your bosses are constantly attacking everyone with. Like, it is a power complex situation, power hungry humans in a powered position because they own and they can say whatever they want to say. They just having a bad day, they go and fucking pick on their fucking workers. Like, do you have any idea that I'm so good, I double the amount of work that comes out of wherever I am. I do it in such a way where you don't have anyone have to double check the fine work to sand it out or anything. I'm not good with my hands. But why am I going to go home after work, worry about the bullshit that I have to deal with, even though I enjoy what I do? But the longer I stay there, the more intoxicated I feel to my job. Like, if I have to listen to my boss bitch and complain and blame me for nothing, I'm not liking my job anymore. If I see that I have to work through my breaks, I'm not really liking the job after a while because people need breaks. Even when we play, we actually need to sit and take a fucking break. When look at all the sports out there. You need to take a break. But when you're a guy who makes just a little bit more money than everyone else and runs a business, you just think you are a king? It's kind of funny these days. I wonder how these guys are doing now when it's getting hard to find workers because no one wants to work anymore. Now karma comes around and kicks you in the ass. I wonder if fucking they even have a business anymore. So, Asmongold is talking about this. I was gonna kind of put it in yesterday, but it didn't really fit with the whole AI question. Are we gonna fucking like? Is AI gonna wipe us out through some kind of bioweapon one day? Many different scenarios we can look at, right? So, come to watch Asmon because Asmon he thinks like me. He uses bigger words than me, but whoops, shrink me down. Pop me over here. This is my show. This is not Asmon's, even though I'm using Asmon. Thanks, Asmon. We love you, big guy. I'll be streaming for the rest of my life too, Holmes. This is it for me. This is my jam. Let's see why nobody wants to fucking work anymore. I could talk for a whole day on this, yo, but let's shut me the fuck up.
They say
See what
nobody
others
wants to
have to
work
say
anymore.
too.
I wonder why. What could the reason be that nobody wants to work? Because it sucks?
I really hate to say this, but it's a classic gripe of out-of-touch corporate executives hiring minimum wage workers, or the trust fund baby who is angry that their gym is busy in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work anymore.
That's right.
Now, I really hate to say this, but by looking at the numbers, they might have a point.
Yeah.
Labor force participation is approaching generational lows even after the pandemic.
This is nothing, bro. This is not. It's going to go, I'm telling you, in 20, 30 years, we're going to have a labor force rate of 20, 30%. It's going to be half of this.
Easy,
While labor
easy,
force
easy.
participation amongst men specifically is the lowest it has ever been.
That's right. Because, like, if you were a stupid ass, dumb fuck guy, back in the day, you could have a job where you have.
Exactly. Me growing up through the 90s, I was 5 years old in 1990. My brother was just born in 1990 in October. It's like I grew up through the 90s and the 2000s. And my dad was the only one who worked in our family. Mom stayed home, took care of the house, took care of me and Robbie. Oh, do I have a whole episode to put on Robbie Stevens? Robert Stevens. My dumbass fucking gay homosexual motherfucking incel bitch brother. Incel bitch brother. Like, he is the definition and where the word incel became. My brother was the beginning of incel. He's not part of our family anymore. His decision, and I can guarantee you, it was because of Keisha Stevens and her fucking disgusting mind just feeding my brother a bunch of bullshit. They have no idea what's going on behind closed doors at my house, but just because they get to talk to my ex-wife sometimes, they think they know everything. So anyways, yeah, short story. Um, yeah, like for instance, my brother truly believes that I was given my first house when I paid $60,000 for my first house. I paid for that. I gave my parents $60,000 for that house, but yet my brother wants to hate my parents because he's a woman. He's a white woman. Really, he's a white woman. He thinks, he believes something in here and he makes it a reality out here. He is screaming, he's swearing at my mom mostly, and he's actually calling my mom a cunt through lots of this. And like, you guys don't care about me. You give Mickey everything. I've worked for everything that I've got. This house that I've got it paid off. I don't have a mortgage anymore. I did this on my own. And even, like, it's kind of weird for me to say, like, I still have a mortgage because, like, I'll pay a rent to live because of my disability. So, like, I give my parents a certain amount of money to live, and then I keep a small portion for myself because, like, having the house, if anyone has a house or owns a house, you know that you have property taxes once a year and you have to pay for insurance. You know, insurance is an extremely vital thing to have. Like, a few years ago, I had a, a water pipe that got a pinhole in it underneath my trailer here, and I wasn't here for a month. And when I got here, the floor was like this much higher than it has ever been. This big hill. I'm like, holy fuck. So you give insurance $1,000 as, and then they come in and change out everything that's needed. So I got a brand new bathroom for $1,000. That's like $30,000 right there, you know? So if I make $13,000 a year and I got to save 4,000 for once a year payments on the house, then that's the rent that I pay for, right? I am paying a lot of my $1,000 a month check into my once a year payments for my house. Plus, I do have to have a vehicle. So I have to make sure that license plate is paid once a month. So I try to do a full year payment so I save a little bit of money a year. So that is about $1,200 a year as well. So I got to save up $5,000 out of 13,000, right? So I'm only left with $8,000 a year for food and then whatever. So, you know, when you look at people like me living off $1,000 a month, it's like, okay, how do I get there? Well, one, you can't unless you almost die and somehow miraculously survive, and you can't work, right? Now, there is other avenues a person with no disability can go, and that's social service. Social um, Social Security. If you go into the government website and start applying for the Social Security, you can get some money for quite a while. Um, but you have to work with the government and prove to them that you're trying to find work and this and that and attend their stuff, I assume, for employment. So it's going to be a job even though you're getting free money for a while. The other way I can see person with no disability is going straight up on a welfare check and living through welfare. But if you do that, you don't get the benefits that a disabled person that I get. I would say if you're an Indian in Canada, you could go on welfare and get the same benefits, but you have to be Canadian Indian. Can't be an American Indian because you guys don't got that kind of shit like Canadians have. And we got like a free country basically, even though it's expensive to live in. We Canada is the most expensive place to buy a house in any area of Canada compared to the rest of the world. So it's like why does people want to work when you try finding a job and you can't find one for half a year, maybe a year? So you are stressing over nothing. Meanwhile, you're getting a small paycheck, hopefully, from the government while you look for work on social assistance, not social security. Social assistance. I'm sorry, but that's the real one. It's social assistance. Social assistance and welfare. But if you're an actual disabled person like me, you get health benefits. It's not the best health benefits. It's not like I can go to a chiropractor and get some shit done for free. It's not like that. Like if I wanted a chiropractor, I'd have to pay for it. But things like um, es- uh, essential necessities for my dental work is paid for the government. I'm not going to go too much into my detail, but I get a little extra help for my bills. But other than that, I make $1,000 a month on disability, and to me, that's comfortable. Before my disability, I always tried to make about $1,500 a month. I don't want a lot. I don't want too little. I want a roof over my house, food in my belly, and maybe help myself save up for a little toy. Right? So if I can live comfortably off $1,000 to $1,500 a month, that's exactly the life I want. Now, nobody wants to work anymore. Why? Well, because every time and every day you go to work, you're getting shit on when you don't need to be shit on. You go find a different job if you can find a different job, and the same thing is exactly what you fucking left. And here's the thing. If I'm making minimum wage, I make exactly what I make right now. Then, if I'm working minimum wage, I have to pay for gas every single day to and from work. I got to buy extra food because I know I'm going to be hungry by lunchtime. That's for sure. Working, using them calories, you need fuel. You need to spend more money on fuel and food for work. And then, after you're done paying for your fuel just to get to work every day for 30 days, you've already spent half of your paycheck on gasoline. How do you pay for any of your utility bills? How do you pay for anything? Well, it's a lot easier if you're probably on welfare or social assistance, not have to spend that money on gasoline every day on your minimum wage, because I use my vehicle 2 times a month now. I go into town twice a month. So what? We'll say $60, $70 a month on fuel now. That's it. Plus $100 a month on plates. Why the fuck do we want to go to work? Because you're not appreciated. There's no pride to have in your workplace like it was 20, 40 years ago. And that's why I keep saying, women, you aren't allowed to have rights anymore. This is a life that needs to have the sexes separated, where women have no rights anymore. They go back to the house making babies because this world is in fucking dire need because white women have transformed it. Like anything they want to say, they can say because they get away with it with no repercussions. And they are showing the rest of the fucking world that this can happen. This is what North America is. Women are ruining the entire world. So what do we have to do? Get them all out of seats of power. Get them out of any CEO positions. You guys go back to the house. You guys start cooking, making babies, having your girlfriend's day when all the kids are at school and this and blah, blah, blah. Men have the mental stability in order to take on 1,000 things in life and go back home. A woman can't. It's being proved that women can't handle anything on their own. It is so much video content online that's proving women can't handle being a man for the most part. Like, it's seriously true, man. You guys can't handle being what a man is. You can do things that a man can do, but you cannot handle what we can handle upstairs. Why don't we want to fucking work anymore? Why? Because I fucking get a great job as a cabinet maker. 2 weeks later, a girl right out of high school gets hired, and she's coming in 20 minutes late every day. And then my boss comes up to me and starts telling me I'm late every day. I better get it together. I said, fuck you, I'm out. Fuck you. That's the one that's late every day, and you come to me, you son of a bitch? Fuck you, I'm out. Go find another. Fucking little piece of ass comes into the workshop, and this fucking owner operator just goes fucking 360 degrees in a different direction, man. Like, he went all the way around, went the same way, but he still thinks he's going a different way. Like, I'm not going to go to work. I mean, I would have to go to work if I wasn't disabled, but it's crazy. Like, there's here, I thought I would definitely be able to get a job moving out here on one of the farms. Like, I grew up on a farm, man. I basically grew up on the farm, right? Living in such a rural area. I've driven tractors. I've went through the field with the tractors doing what was needing to be done. You tell me what I got to do. You let me sit in here and let me control it. 10 minutes later, I know what I'm doing. So I try to go get a job at Haruska, which is Bridgeview Manufacturing. And I get there, and Buddy's asking me a bunch of questions like, I'm trying to apply to become a doctor. Holy fuck. This is a fucking position to drive the combine for just a small part of the year, man. And this guy's telling me I don't have enough experience to work behind a steering wheel that's a combine with technology buttons that I know more than half of the fucking people who work there, guaranteed. I am smart when it comes to tech. Even though, it takes me a while. Like, tech, you don't have to come to the same problem every day, right? It'll be a different problem throughout those weeks, let's say, and then 2 months later, the same thing 2 months go by, and the same thing happens to the tech, and it's like, oh fuck, where do I go on the computer again to find that shit? Fuck. Hey, GPT, man, can you show me that again? Where do I go in here to find that section in the PC? But yeah, no, but seriously, to go work on a farm, it's like you have to be a surgeon in order to drive a combine, in order to swing a hammer in a manufacturing plant. Give me a fucking break. My whole resume says I'm amazing with whatever I fucking do with my hands. And you're gonna fucking fuck me off like that? What? Because you want to find a foreigner to work for you, so you only have to pay half the wages and the government pays the rest of the half for you? You cheap motherfucker. That's probably exactly what happened. He doesn't want to hire real North American Canadians because they got to pay full price. If I can find a foreigner to work for me, the government pays half their wage for us. I wonder why we don't want to work anymore, because it is I can see that it leads many people in society to such a deep depression. A massive depression. Because they're working so hard to find a job and they can't. And then if they do get a job, it's like they have to leave right now because the boss is harassing them so bad.
Have a hammer and you turn big rocks into little rocks. But now there's an engineer that makes a machine that turns big rocks into little rocks. So you're sitting at home on your ass playing video games. That's the thing.
Oh, and here's the thing. Oh, yeah, he'll talk about
You still
this.
had grunt work. There ain't that much more grunt work now back in the days.
Have been happening at the same
Yep.
time that unemployment is theoretically quite low, which, if the economists are to be believed, means it should be easy
The reason why the unemployment is extremely low is because it's being represented without including people that have exited the job market. That's the reason why it looks really low, probably.
people who want to get
People who are in my position, basically, who say, enough of this shit. I can live off of nothing, and I don't have to deal with that anymore.
a job to get a job, right? Well,
They don't.
not quite. And these
Yep.
numbers are confusing at best or downright misleading at worst.
Of course,
is people just don't want to go to
There was
work.
a poll I read a long time ago.
Yeah.
Only like 18% of Americans feel engaged when they're at work.
I hate my job.
This
Who the fuck is this girl? Oh my god. Hello Kitty. This is Jesus fuck.
My job.
The signs are
Oh,
everywhere.
man.
Businesses,
Who doesn't hate their
especially
job?
Restaurants
Walk it,
need
yeah.
employees, and they need them
Dude,
now.
less than 20% of the country likes their fucking job.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so there are two general schools that people fall into when they see
Huh.
that no
20%. I think that's an overestimation. I think that is. Sorry. I think that is too high. You cut that in half. 10%. Look at the look at the look at the health part of our countries. If you were a doctor, which we have all heard of many doctors quit because they are so sick and tired of pushing all these lies into humans. When they became a doctor to start because they wanted to help people. Well, to be a doctor, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to push drugs. You're supposed to make people worse. You want a better paycheck? You push more drugs. You push more people to get worse so that we can make more money on pharmaceuticals. That's to be a doctor. You want to be a nurse? You do the same thing. You are in a toxic part of the world where pharmaceuticals and drugs make the majority of our money. Yeah, I mean, if you don't think about data, data is the most expensive resource in this world right now, which is weird. Like it used to be gold, right? The stable coin, the most valuable resource, gold. But no. So it's like pushing people to work harder on the dark net to find a bunch of SIN numbers. Hey, you know what's funny? My last relationship, like my ex-wife, these are the kind of women who should not be raising kids. Like, I think everyone needs to be gone through a spectrum when they're 5 years old, and if you don't meet certain criteria, you get your eggs pulled because there are some women who should not be raising kids. Okay, and why do I say that? Okay, ex-wife, when she had to leave my house because of the legal issues that she created, she left all of her child's underwear, socks, and clothes, winter gear, and lots of his favorite toys were left here. So she left with all of her fancy lingerie that I bought her, all of her fancy jewelry that I got her, except I think she left behind the wedding ring. The only piece of jewelry she didn't take, which is weird. Pawn that shit. It's gold. It's white gold. Fuck. I pawned it. But yeah, not only did that one leave all of her son's essential necessities behind, the second one, with 3 children, she left me, like the ex. I have all their SIN numbers. I have Alicia's SIN number. I have Dominic's SIN number. I have Patricia's SIN number. I have Alex's SIN number. I have Holly's SIN number. I've got Ash's SIN number. And not only on top of that, I've got all their birth certificates. I have their passports. And I've got all of their fucking sick notes trying to make a war longer. They're writing down little notes of the lies that they're thinking up of. Like the one that made me fucking laugh out loud is Patricia Wishart has this note in the midst of everything, and she says, I was starving. I was losing weight. Mickey wouldn't allow me to eat, but yet he lets his dogs eat first before everyone else in the family. What? This is the first time in my life that I was in a position where the woman actually made food. Breakfast, lunch, and supper she's making. She's got 3 kids. I get to sit there and eat without having to work. I just have to clean up after. Awesome. So, oh shit, what was I going to say? Motherfuck. It was just about the shit that she left behind. Oh yeah, the note that Mickey wasn't letting me eat. I'm not letting you eat food? Are you fucking kidding me? 1, you are an adult. 2, There's just no way in this world I would have ever done that. Food is essential to life. Animals and humans, the same. We all need to eat. And I wasn't allowing you to eat. Like, did I have you chained up or something? Like, was I chaining you up and saying you can't eat? You aren't allowed to move. I will make sure you don't eat because of these chains I have you locked up to. We sat down every day as a family, 3 kids, 2 adults, eating meals together. She was going crazy because she couldn't find work, basically. And I'm trying to push her, like, don't give up, babe. Like, you need to work, right? Like, we need to do something with our life. We need to get things for our kids and this and that. And I make this much money a month. I already make money a month. You need to make money a month too. And she started walking outside in the winter for 8 hours, 10 hours a day. Kissed a guy on the face. But yeah, I wouldn't allow an adult I wouldn't allow this adult to eat. I would have let my dogs eat, but I wouldn't let her eat. Yeah. Nice fucking war that you're trying to create. Like, fuck.
Nobody wants to work anymore.
All right.
The first group are wealthy executives, business owners, or just people who have always worked incredibly hard who don't like that jobs are going unfilled. So they blame it on lazy young people who would rather sit around all day smoking cones and watching Skibidi toilets.
Why
wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we want to be smoking cones and watching stupid shit when that brings me joy, let's say, but when I go to work, I have to hear and put up with you harassing me, and somehow I have to be respectful to you in order to keep my job going, in order to have my paycheck keep coming in. So I have to put up with the abuse. Like, this is real slavery. Real slavery. This isn't us looking for work. This is us trying to find some money, but us trying to find some money is literal slavery. When someone has to go to work and put up with harassing abuse, whether it be coming from your bosses or your fellow employee workers, if it's coming from the workers, the bosses are supporting it. And you, the one that's getting bugged, gets in trouble. Why? No. If I wasn't disabled, I'd be trying to figure out a way to sit right here. To sit right fucking here. That's it.
you want to do that? Why you want to sign up for 8 hours a day to do some bullshit for somebody else and not make enough money? And
it's not 8 hours because you have to drive there, you have to drive back, you have to prepare your lunch. Like, that's plus 1 hour. So that's 9 hours a day. Then the breaks that you get throughout the day, even though you don't get to take them, that's another hour a day. So that's 10 hours a day on an 8-hour shift. Now, what happens to all those out there that have 10-hour shifts or 12-hour shifts? Well, add on, again, 2 extra hours on top of that daily job, whether it be 8 or 12 hours. All right, so if you're 8, you're 10. If you're 12, you're 14.
and you're going to waste your whole day because you work for 8 hours. That means you're working for 10 hours, right? Because you got to get ready, you got to think. Usually there's like a preparation period. You got to drive to work, you got to go back from work. Like you have your lunch hour. Like we talking about a 10-hour investment. It's 10 hours every fucking day. Like, think about how much you could do with 10 hours.
Oops.
For what?
The second school of thought agrees that yes, people don't want to work. They don't want to work demeaning jobs where they won't get paid enough to support a decent quality of life. It's nice when two groups who are so different can agree on something. So really, the only thing left is to work out why people don't want to work. Now, in most cases,
Because they don't
the
get enough money, and the working doesn't improve their life. It is actually so simple. Like, if somebody could work and then they could buy a mansion in LA, they'd work.
No, it's not like
If
that.
Burger King paid a wage,
Only
that-
with the new generation, it's like that. The new generation, not the boomers, they believe making $500,000 is what they need. What they need is $15,000 a year, basically. Super comfortable a year is definitely 50,000. In order to support more members of a family, let's say 100,000 is a good round number to be able to get that house, feed the family, fuel for transportation. 100,000 is a good price for what everything is priced at nowadays. So I would have to say about $100,000 for the workforce, because the workforce needs to have one person being able to support that whole household. That's what I believe is a comfortable paycheck. If you can survive, that's comfortable. Anything over comfortable, you kind of get into a greed, but
allowed you
whatever.
to buy a mansion,
yeah, you
there
don't
would
need
be
a
a million
mansion.
people signing up to work.
You
at
need this trailer. If you're a family, this is the best trailer. Okay, we are in the middle of the house. This is the living room. This is the kitchen. Down at that end of the house is master bedroom, master bathroom. That bathroom is basically as big as two kids' bedrooms up front here. The front of the house, two kids' bedrooms, and a small full bathroom. Parents, one end of the house, kids, the complete other end of the house, and the common area right in the middle. It's perfect. This is exactly what every person needs in their life, is a common area and a full bathroom. You don't even need this big, man. I only need half of this house. If you cut off my fucking master bedroom, that's still a lot of room for me. And I could fit in a bathroom over in that corner. Just this main living area is all I need. I got my bed in my living room. Yo, check it. Right? This is me. That's my $5,000 chase. Let's whip this around this way. Right, and that's where the kids' bedrooms are in, where the front door is. Right? Like, I only need this area, really. So, cut half of this trailer in half. That would take the price down. So now you're in a small living housing situation. What is this thing worth? Probably 60,000 here. 40,000 bucks for actually 40,000 be that piece of shit trailer over there. This would be like an $80,000 trailer in
Burger King.
Canada.
It's so obvious.
T.
What is this? Or just a house? Yeah, just a house.
jobs that nobody wants to work fall into one of three categories. The first are jobs that are just paying well below market rates given the experience or the location required.
Yeah.
Businesses aren't going to be able to fill a full-stack senior development role in Silicon Valley for $50,000 a year plus equity in their questionable pre-seed startup.
Probably
But
not.
there are still plenty that try. Even entry-level jobs that pay minimum wage in very high cost of living areas are going to be much harder to fill in a city where even finance bros are living in shared housing.
Yeah,
Now,
what a
hot
surprise.
take alert. But just like there are no shortage of crappy businesses and managers that expect to pay workers nothing for world-class skills and experience, there are lots of workers who expect world-class pay with little or no marketable expertise. One of the most insightful pieces of data on
Yeah,
this
because they're stupid. That's the reason why. People don't have any skills, and why are people going to give you a bunch of money if you can't do anything? Like,
Everyone's
you're 3
lazy,
years
that
out
is the
from getting
truth.
replaced by Flippy. Of course they're not going to respect you or give a fuck about you. Why would they?
And that's why
You're
foreigners
about to get
get better
replaced.
jobs than us, because they are so much
Yeah,
more
I
disciplined.
mean, I'm just being honest, right? Like, that's it. Of course.
issue is this recent survey right here. It asked a selection of Americans what they consider to
Yeah.
be the minimum salary they would need to be financially successful. Now, most of the responses to these numbers have been laughing at the Gen Zs just entering the workforce who
Yeah.
think that almost $600,000 a year is a
Wow.
realistic salary goal. Because for most people, it just isn't.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, so you think that you need to make $600,000 a year to be financially successful? That's probably a bit much. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit higher than average, right? Damn.
Unless you are in a few very specific career paths, there are basically no jobs that pay this money. And
Probably
even
not,
then,
no.
you need an insane amount of luck to get those opportunities.
Yep.
Now, you can blame this on young people who don't really know how the world works yet, or
No,
social.
the reason why it happens is because people look at the lifestyles of people on social media, and people on social media make a lot of money. So they relate to that, and that's why they think that they have, that's why they think that they need to have that much money. And I think that, like, you could easily
think
say,
that's a
well, what
good
about
point.
celebrities back in the day? But, like, social media personalities and shit,
And this is all going to boil down to, your responsibility in what you do, right? So you got all these fucking fakes going online and living a dream, right? Like, they sit there, they look at everyone else's life, and then they put on this. They try to make this a reality. When, let's say you want to make money online, it's not that easy. All right? You want to make a decent paycheck online, the best thing to do is artificial training. Now, to do artificial training, that is some real hardcore research job. You have to be citing everything you find online. It is not an easy job to make money online. Now, to make money online, I have started a few things, okay? Upland is great for bringing in money. The more properties you get, depending on which properties you do buy, but I'll make about, I think I make $100 American dollars in the UPX in about 2 months. So 150 Canadian in 2 months. And I haven't touched Upland for about a year. And I just keep buying more properties with it for a very secretive residual income. And I'm just going to, and the same thing I do with Atlas Earth. I'm not going to show off Upland very much right now. I'm going to get better at streaming in the future. I mean, this has only been 2 months of me starting. I want to be able to like flip from this screen. Like, I want to be able to learn how to show off the phone screen with the camera going at the same time. I don't know if that's if I can do that. Maybe I need a different studio instead of OBS. Like for example, like I only know I could stream to YouTube from OBS. I don't know if I can stream to Twitch or not at the same time. So I got lots of work to do. I'm such a freshie in the space. So like Atlas Earth, all right. Like this is going to be it's it's the easiest to have fun making money with Atlas Earth. Now, if you do what I do, I've paid $50 a month for their Explorer membership, which is a full-time job. That's a full-time job. Like, you have to watch an ass load of well, actually, like 10% of the commercial for playing games. But then you gotta do, let's say, a dozen surveys a month. You have to do a dozen gaming tasks every month in order to get the free points. You get a bunch of Atlas dollars for accomplishing tasks, right? And if you can get full 1,600 points, then you get a legendary parcel of land and a passport to help you boost up your dollar per second. So everything runs off the dollar per second, and wait, is it here? Let me see. Right, like you got 4 different parcels at the bottom here. Each parcel gives you a smaller or bigger amount, a percentage of a dollar per second. So the more properties you have of this one and that one, it adds up. And once all these add up, it jumps you up. So this is a real life money spending game of Monopoly. Like in here and around where I live, I make sure I open the map up on the web browser and look at the other bigger property buyers in the surrounding area, and then I go and buy all the shit that they're trying to buy, and then I put that shit up for sale. I don't make it easy for people to buy my properties. Like, for each property in this game, it costs $8 American for one little square of property. $8 American. So when I put one up for sale, like if we go into the legendary parcels to buy, where is this? Earn shop. Okay. One of these legendary parcels down here makes you 0.00000044 per second, and that's the biggest parcel. Now, to buy that is 2,500 Atlas coins. Now, if you look right here, 2,500 Atlas coins is $130 American for 25 properties. It's $130 American. So if one legendary property costs 2,500 Atlas coins, I will put my regular cheap property up for 1,000 Atlas coins. That's as low as I go. Doesn't matter which property I have monopolying out on the other people. I don't go any lower than 1,000. It doesn't make any sense to go any lower. Just because I can buy a property for 100 Atlas coins for $8 American doesn't mean it shouldn't be 1,000. This game is giving me the property value if I want to sell. Legendary is 2,500. So a regular is going to be 1,000. So to make money in the long term, in the past year, I am the second biggest property owner in Saskatchewan, Canada, though. I treat this like my job. I'm on disability, so I'm looking for basically retirement savings. So this is what this is doing for me basically. This is a retirement savings thing. This is not, oh, I got extra dollars, right? So in a whole year, I've made 404 American dollars, and that's all sitting in a savings account in my bank. That shit does not move. The only thing I'll use this money for, if anything, I have something I got saved in my Amazon shopping cart. It is a miner. Okay, it's $1,000 miner. Because I've realized that trying to make money with crypto online is a complete bust. Complete bust. No matter how safe you are, it's a bust. Um, got a buddy in my Discord who does not work for Coinbase anymore, but he used to work for Coinbase, and he had to go to jail because of what Coinbase put him through.
There's like an
He
extra
lost
degree of,
his
like,
job.
parasocialness that goes even.
He lost his job working at Coinbase. So here's what Coinbase has done. And because he doesn't work there, and because I'm not going to say his real name, there's no trouble. I'm just an internal whistleblower on Coinbase. So what did Coinbase do? I believe Coinbase did this themselves. What Coinbase did is they created a bug in their system. Now, maybe it wasn't from them. Maybe it was a real hacker that penetrated their system, which I highly doubt. Actually, I do believe that because we're talking about Base, not Coinbase. There's two different parts to Coinbase. There's the controlled wallet. Oh, for God's sakes, why do I forget things after a while? So we got a wallet that, the fuck? Oh, it just, okay. There's two different crypto wallets that you can get online. I'm sorry, it's been like a year since I've kind of known the lingo. So you got a safe wallet and a sketchy wallet, basically. Most of the wallets are sketched. There's only a couple that are 100% protected. There is no scam coins in their system. It's going to be pretty hard for hackers to get in there. We have to talk about this shit since we're talking about not working. If people want to know how to make money online, I've done so much research with AI in the past year. And when I talk to AI, it's got 3 suggestions for me since it knows me a little bit. And these 3 suggestions I've been thinking about on my own. One of their suggestions, or GPT's suggestion, was to check out Atlas Earth. And it actually told me to try streaming. I wanted to stream for a long time, but because of women, I can't do anything on my own except go snowboarding for some reason. They're control freaks, power hungry control freaks. They got nothing to do in their life, so if they got nothing in their life to do, then they go around and create a bunch of drama, heartache, and ruined lives. So yeah, like Atlas Earth, 404 American dollars in a year for almost 1,200 properties. And that's only going to keep going up and up and up and up and up, right? Because I'm not going to stop. That's like free money as far as I'm concerned. Yes, I'm paying to make money, but that's what you got to do. You got to spend to make, right? So that's what I did in Upland as well. I tried doing the artificial intelligence training, but for me, seeing that I can't work and seeing the level of work that's needed to answer their questions and to record all the sightings properly, that is just a real job that I don't think my mind can actually take on. If I took that on, I wouldn't have any more time for myself. So I'm looking at residual payouts for what I have. Now, there's only two systems online for this. It's Atlas Earth and Upland. Upland is like a metaverse. There is so much in Upland that you will be overwhelmed and you won't know how to use Upland when you first get in there. It's just an overwhelming amount of what you can actually do. You can actually invent games, you can invent different things with anything, and you can put it in this world and people could buy it from you and this and that. You can open up a bunch of stores in Upland and make money that way and this and that. It really is. It's huge. I've taken a step back because of the toxic people in Upland. I became part of this one community of an amazing game that was created, and the creator totally fucking went batshit crazy. And I went around spreading the news of this game on Upland. A lot of the people didn't like me doing that, but if the creator of a game in Upland wants nothing but your money and he doesn't want to listen to what you have to say, even though he says, please let me know what you guys want. I was also part of the team that was helping create the game after a while, giving them insider info on, we should do it like this. It would make the keyboard shortcuts so much less, and this and that. But yeah, they ended up getting really mad at me for me bringing my idea, because they did this release to do these tasks, and what they did was bully everyone who tried to play this specific mode of their game. We were all raped. There was no way none of us could accomplish these tasks that they were asking, because there was no way to move that amount of army across the world, for an example. But if you want to find ways of making money online, it is an extremely long process. 1 year, I've made 404 American dollars, okay? And I haven't spent a dime of it. Yeah. You want to make money online, you got to put the work in. Doesn't matter what kind of money you're looking for, you actually have to be disciplined enough to do the tasks. I can tell you honestly, just because my traumatic brain injury, just going through half an hour of the artificial intelligence, I'm not cut out for that level of work. There is going to be a lot of you out there, so check out artificial intelligence training out there. There's several of them out there. Go check it out.
Even farther, and I think because it goes farther, you have people that get wrapped up in it and they believe in it. Yeah, so you admit this is kind of your fault. I mean, I don't really like showing off money or doing anything like that. I mean, I think you can live fine. Fault. If you make $100K a year, I feel like you can live totally fine. Probably even less than that. I mean, there's a few places in the country where like that wouldn't be enough, but it's like really just a few. Most places like that's enough.
Media that makes it look like every hustle bro is flying private.
Yeah.
But it's all distracting from a more interesting data point. The average boomer thinks financial success is achieved with a salary of just under $100,000.
Yeah, sure.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, this is still almost double the median national salary. But in most major cities where people can actually find jobs that pay this much, $100,000 certainly doesn't afford a lifestyle of financial success.
This is actually a really good catch-22 that this person making the video is bringing up, is the fact that in the places where a lot of high pay jobs are available, they're also the highest standard of living and highest cost of living. So, like, yeah, you can get paid a lot of money in San Francisco,
But in the
there's
end,
an extra zero
you won't
behind
have
everything that
anything
you're trying to
because
pay
of
for
the
too.
cost of
So
living.
yeah, very good point.
Very good point.
There is simply a massive gap in expectations between the generations looking for their first jobs and the group responsible for giving out most of the jobs. So they both agree that nobody wants to work,
Yeah.
just for different reasons. The second type of job that nobody wants to work are in workplaces that push their staff, demand unreasonable overtime, or have management that are needlessly abusive. This happens in a shocking amount of businesses
Damn.
across the country. And even if you are lucky enough to avoid a boss that thinks shouting is enough,
Half of the employees were exposed to workplace harassment or
Fucking
misconduct.
right. More than half.
Insane.
80%. 80%.
See, like, I only had like 1.5 jobs, right? Like, I worked at IRS 2 years on and off, and then
Yeah,
I worked
Asman
at
doesn't
Sam's
know
Club
what he's
for a
talking
week.
about with this, basically.
Yeah,
One and a
this
half
happened,
jobs?
Because like we never had this happen.
Yeah, Asman doesn't know.
Yes, I'm the harasser.
He has to ask.
Based, bro. Keep him in line, man. You gotta keep him straight.
effective motivation tool, you have probably worked some overtime out of fear of losing your job or being reprimanded. According to a 2023 workplace survey, the average full-time worker across the country studied.
I feel like working overtime as being in salary position versus like being an hourly employee is very different.
It's very different.
Like
Hourly,
I remember
overtime,
whenever we worked at the IRS,
get
people
raped.
would compete for overtime because it paid so well. Like you had like all these government multipliers, so like you had like if you worked on Sunday, you would get paid more money. If you
Yeah,
worked
that's
on
what it was
weekends, you
like
would get
with
paid more
the
money.
hospital,
And
too.
If you worked at night,
You
would
work
get paid more money.
certain
So, like,
days,
if
you
could
get
work on
double.
Sunday at night.
And then if you do overtime, it's
And
double.
this is like back
double
10 years ago,
overtime.
right? Like more than that. Like you were getting paid like $25 an hour. So like everybody was trying to get in on that, right? Like they were constantly trying. Yeah, double time. Yeah, and then you also have your overtime pay that kicks in at what was it? At
And
over
if
40 hours.
People would get
Yeah, it
over
still
their
is like that. Yeah,
pride.
exactly, right? And so people were
Cleaning
trying to find
jobs
as
make
much as they
some of the
could.
best
Stacking
money
multipliers,
in
yeah,
the
They
country.
were playing like an ARPG.
If you can get in a government
is now putting in
position
an average of 9.2 hours
cleaning
of unpaid overtime.
or a
Yeah, so it's
huge
way
Jobs
different if
often
you're salaried.
don't have much trouble finding people to.
corporation like Mosaic Potash, it's like 5 minutes away from me, biggest potash company in Canada. Their cleaners work, I think, 12 hours a day, but 4 days a week. And then the next week they get off. So they work 2 weeks of the month, $25 an hour starting, and you get full benefits. After my traumatic brain injury, I was so scared in the weirdest way. Not being able to work was a very scary feeling for me, because that's what I do. I wake up, I go to work, I make money, I make things happen, I fix shit. I got purpose, but without going to work, I got to figure out a new way of purpose, right?
Start, but they do struggle with high staff turnover. The third are simply jobs that never actually existed.
Right.
You probably all know
Ghost
about
jobs.
ghost jobs by now, but even if you really do want
That's
to work,
Ghost
there's a good
jobs?
chance that most of your applications
Like that. This is half the reason why nobody can get a job, because I would have to say half of the applications that you're filling out are ghost jobs, right? Companies that already have hired the person that they want, but to make things legal, they have to prove that they were looking for workers rather than just, all right, I've made up my idea, I'm done. So now there will be like 20,000 applications that go to this ghost job, and none of you get called back, of course,
are
because it's
just
already
going
been
to
filled.
build out a workforce database.
Oh, they put this out there because they legally have to, but they've already decided to hire the person in-house for, okay, yeah.
Not to actually be considered for employment.
Yeah.
Now, whatever the specific reason, the results are the same. Less people end up working. But aside from settling some beef between entitled Zoomers and some out-of-touch boomers, this data all reveals something more concerning about work in the current economy. It's not that people don't want to work anymore. They simply can't afford to.
It's not even that. It's that people are disconnected from the fruits of their labor. They have no means of understanding and owning any degree of, like, what's the word? Like, having any degree of self-respect, of any
Right, because as soon as you go to work, like the stories I've told you, the majority of my stories will always show you that I was harassed and abused. There's just like, no. There's more to life than being abused.
dignity of any sort of life.
Wait. Here's the thing. I'm almost excited for when artificial intelligence does start taking over, because every little human that's stupid as fuck is being led now. Everyone will have these little useless jobs, no matter how fucking dumb you are, because computers are going to be telling you what to do. Now everyone's got a job. Now everyone's got real leader because AI knows what the fuck to do. And AI isn't going around raping children. I'm excited for our extinction to happen, in a weird way of saying, because one, depopulation needs to happen because there's so much stupid people out there who don't even know how to work. Okay? We need depopulation. So bring on AI, let it fucking go hardcore, biochemists the fuck out. Okay? If I'm to go, I'm to go. I'm in the fallout area. That's just the way it is. I'm part of the depopulated. Okay? It's just the way it is. There's got to be a wipe of the retards in this world because they're ruining it for everything. They fight for pointless human rights. And all these human rights are going towards women. Why women? They got nothing to do. If they got nothing to do, they're out there creating drama and war. That's what women do. They take control of the house drama. That's why women are good at house raising, homemakers. They're good with the drama. Fuck, man.
At the end of the tunnel, like you're just working at the Amazon fulfillment center, putting things in boxes for 20 years, and nobody gives a fuck about you until you get replaced by a robot. Like, of course people don't want to do that. Why would somebody want to do that? And I think also
When you
the
got
internet
kids
has
at
provided
home
people with a false sense of thinking that they can like make a ton of
and
money
you can't
on the
go
internet,
see their
when a lot of
baseball
the
game
people
because
that,
you're
this is like gonna
working
be maybe a hot take,
packing bags.
you know how people always say that like, oh well, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs dropped
You don't
out of
get to
college?
see your kids because you got to work.
Yeah, they did.
And then, because of the way the world is, both people in a relationship, if they have a child, have to work. So both people don't get to raise their children. Daycare raises your children. Then the school does the other half of the raising. Then you just have to feed them supper and put them in bed. Get them up, feed them breakfast, get their lunch going, done. Okay, and even the school can't even get kids to read anymore because kids are so on their iPads that they're even starting to use GPT, copy pasting, and GPT will read this shit for them. So we are creating, because of the stupid parents not realizing that this internet screen is just as toxic as alcohol, is just as toxic as hard drugs. I'm talking crystal meth, cocaine, heroin, opioids.
They dropped out of Harvard because their business was doing so well. You can't apply this to you dropping out of community college or your local state university because you don't want to take the math class again for the third time. So you have a lot of people that are trying to compete on like on an international level on the internet, and they're not willing to put in the work for it. They're not willing to be creative. They're not willing to actually.
Right, like seriously, if I tell you that you make, let's say, $2,500 a month doing artificial intelligence, like that's a good paycheck. But I bet you everyone who goes to do it that hears me say how lucrative artificial intelligent training can be for you online, 98, no, I would say 99.5% of the people who go check that out will not do it as soon as they start doing it. It is that much work. None of you will do it. 0.5% of this population will do it.
A lot of people don't understand how to make money. Fundamentally, making money is finding a need and then solving the problem, and then getting people to solve that problem, getting people to pay you to solve that problem.
Now, since I moved out here and found it tough to find a job, like I should be able to work at a farm. I'm white. I'm Canadian. I'm rural. What the fuck are you telling me I don't have enough fuck? I'm smarter than you, man. Shut up.
Problem for them, right? That's basically what almost all ways of making money are.
And so when I move out here and I can't find a job, I thought because I'm that good at plumbing, I'm just going to put myself out as a plumber. Not heating, not AC. You need water to and from. That's me, man. Let me do anything from anything. I can do everything. I'm really good with boiler systems. I think I'm just as good with boilers as I am with plumbing. If it's in German, I'll figure it out. I've done it. All right. I'm so smart with plumbing. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do a plumbing company out here. Just plumbing, straight plumbing. No heating, no cooling. And then I was getting excited in that idea. I'm gonna do plumbing out here. But then all the stories from my past as a plumber going to certain houses is very scary, especially if you are all alone as a plumber. At this point in time in life, if you are working alone, you must have a body cam. You have got to be recording every second you are in that space for your own safety. It's for your own safety. So the worst one that I ever went to, I went to this really big house. All I had to do was change out the drain to the kitchen sink. I was in and out of there in 20 minutes. And it was a nice house. The lady was nice. And I didn't even know there was another person in this house until I was actually leaving after the bill. Her daughter was in the living room the whole time laying on the couch, and I couldn't even see over top, right? I seen this little head poke up as I'm leaving. Oh, hey, have a good day. See you later. A whole year goes by. Over a year goes by. And Dave gets a call from this woman. And Dave actually remembers this one. Weirdly, she remembers this one. He said that she was a little bitch. And now she's calling to get free work done. When it's been over a year, the warranty is done. He was really nice telling her that, and she was screaming at him. Then it went towards me. A whole year goes by after, and then she starts yelling at my boss, telling him that I was being sexually provocative. And if you don't do this for free, I'm going to charge that guy. And Dave actually stepped up for me. He goes, I know exactly who you are. I know exactly what you're trying to do. I already told you after 1 year, you have to pay. There's no more warranty. Um, he said, I know Mickey straight up. He is not like that. He is far from that. And which is 1000% correct. Just knowing how women are, I don't even try to look at you because I know if I look at a woman, she's already starting to think, I got to call the police. If I don't have to say anything, I won't. If I don't have to look at you, I look the other way. So I'm thinking about being a plumber over here in Buttfuck, Saskatchewan. I'm getting all excited. Yo, this is a good idea. Then to think about all of the violence, all of the problems that someone is going to create. Like, it's not very hard for a woman to call the police and make up a bunch of lies. I've been there. I've had to go to jail for it. I wanted to become a plumber, but to know what I'm going to have to face going into your house scares the fuck out of me. And I don't, and at that time, I didn't think of GoPros or body cams, right? So I completely scratched that off because of how normal North Americans are now. Everything could be all sweet, 100% awesome. And then a year goes by and they're trying to fuck you for sexual provocative bullshit. Like, holy fuck. If that was the case, you would be calling as soon as I left. If I was sexually provocative and disturbing in any shape or form, reality and common sense actually dictates and 100% says that if I was like that, you would have called my employer right after, and I wouldn't even expect you to call the employer after. I expect you to call the police after. Then the police gets involved with the boss. The boss can't do anything except tell them my information. And that's how that story would have panned out. But no, a whole year goes by and she's like, blip, 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 blip. You know, and another time, this will be the last story. This one will be really short. I go in to this house I've been in before. It's like a duplex. You walk into the main house, you got this door taking you to that side of the duplex and this door taking you to that part of the duplex and staircase right down that has the furnace that pumps up both. This guy was drunk out of his fucking skull, man. This is 3:30 in the morning. I'm on call. You're lucky I fucking even came to your house. He is really trying to fucking create a fight. I'm backing out of the house at this point, and finally I just fucking say, you know what? I'll be right back. I called the boss. The boss says, well, just fucking leave. He wants to be like that, leave. Okay! Oh, fucking gay! So I start up the truck. Drunk motherfucker comes out of the house with no shoes, no jacket. And he starts screaming at me. He goes, where the fuck do you think you're going? I go, look, man. You want to treat me the way you are? Tough titties, man. I'm out. You want to act like that? Find another plumber. I'm out. Boss even gave me the okay. Good fucking luck. Curl up in a fucking blanket minus 43 a.m. Go fucking find another fucking plumber. Fuck out of my face. I fucking left.
So people don't really.
Why do I
understand
fucking
that,
want to work
because of
and go
that,
into
they,
someone's house even?
They try to go on the internet and make money, and they can't do it. And
I don't want
think
to do my
one
own
reason is
business and
because
deal
they're
with that fucking
lazy.
bullshit.
And you guys know this with streamers. Like a lot of streamers that aren't successful or that lose success, it's because they are or they get lazy.
Oh, good information. Good information for me. Because I don't think I'm lazy. I'm doing more and more and more and more and more. I would do more gaming, but I am still waiting for my SSD. Fuck, every time I try to game while I stream, it's like, and I'm thinking, oh my god, if anyone's watching this shit, I turn the fucking to the next streamer. No, it's only 2 months, so, wait till 10 years go by. I can guarantee you I will be one of the more successful streamers because I ain't lazy and I don't give a fuck what you say about me. And I'm in a perfect position in life to do streaming. Oh, you don't like me, you say. You want to spread lies about me, you say. If you do, who fucking cares? Because if you go out and try to phone my place of work, I don't and I can't work. Where are you going to spread defamation on me? I don't have a spouse. I don't have a girlfriend. And I won't ever. Unless I meet a woman whom is not white. If you're not white, you have a chance with me. Honest to God, if you're not white, you have a chance with me. But you also don't have a chance with me because I kind of got myself saved for an Indian girl 40 minutes away from me. Her name's Ruby. We're not like, we just met. It's like honeymoon stage. Like, we've known each other for over 10 years. Like, we're an old married couple by this point. So I can stay at home, chill out for a month or two all alone, and we can get on the phone. And, she probably wants more than me right now because, she hasn't been to jail for nothing. She isn't in the position where she's got to create a whole new life for herself. I'm in a position where I'm scared. I'm in a position where, I don't want to leave anymore. I'm in a position, I know her. I feel like, we're tight, and when we get together, we don't even have to have sex. Like that's the relationship I have with this woman. Ruby is the farthest thing from a white liberal woman, or in general a white woman. She is got the ability to be a woman. She is a woman. Like, if there's drama going on around her, she basically has the ability to, like, let it go in one and out the other. And it's like, so I won't even, like, that's my girl. Ruby is my girl. She might not think that she's my girl, but she's my girl. Like I said, it's not a honeymoon state relationship at this point. I and I think she feels that way too. But she is 10 years younger than me and a woman, so there's probably different, stronger feelings that she wants more intimacy, and I'm just like, ugh. Just let me watch some porn, jerk off, and I'm good. It's too much work for me already. I just want to love you and be, just live life together. If that happens and we get horny and we do it, then we do it. But it's like, I love her. I wouldn't even talk to another woman at this point, but if you are not white, then it's like you have a chance with me. If you're not white, you have a chance. I get off topic, but that's the whole point here. We pick a topic, we get in here, we jam out, we hang out, we bitch, we laugh. All right, I'm allowed to go off topic, and for the next 10 years, that's all I'm going to be, is off topic. One topic, off topic. You love it or you hate it.
You're
Get the
not
fuck
going to
out
do
of
very
here.
well if you're not putting in 100%. And it's people everywhere, right? It's people with crypto, it's people with making websites, it's people with doing course programs, it's people with everything. Like
True,
the people
true.
that you really see succeed in anything are almost always the people that are working at it constantly.
Oh, I forgot
A
to
lot of
really
people think
talk
being
about the
self-employed is like
crypto
it's like a free blank check. Where you just, oh, well, I can
Coinbase,
just work whenever I want. So
crypto
I just work harder to work.
Coinbase worker. Shit. Oh, I just wanted to end it off with the guy who had to go to jail because Coinbase putting in the bug on their end. So they let go of like half of their employees at Coinbase, put some of them in jail, uh, and literally because of whatever happened over there, people's accounts that worked for Coinbase, their banking accounts are frozen. Frozen because they got canned from Coinbase base and went to jail for no reason. They get out of jail and all their accounts are frozen. And like he's texting me the other day. He's asking me for money. Holy Crowley. Like, I wish I could help, man. I gave him all the reasons why I couldn't help him. He's like, but man, if you could just help me. At that point, it kind of feels like a scam, right? But because I know him, he is my friend. I call him Vibe. That's what he goes by on my Discord, is Vibe. I won't say his real name because of legal issues and the stuff he's got to go through right now. But he's asking me for 150, 250 bucks. I'm like, holy shit, I give you 250 bucks, 150 bucks. I'm broke, buddy. And the most important, like, after he tried getting money out of me a few times, on the third time, I finally had to say this. I was like, man, even if I could give you money, I literally can't give you. I am on a disability government paycheck. Like you go on a disability government paycheck, and then you try to tell your caseworker why you're able to give money away. Like, what, are we giving you too much money? Not really, because I can't give you 150 bucks of my own money. I've only got 300 on my third try into crypto. And this guy is the second reason why I lost my second try of crypto, because he's like, take your money out of Coinbase and put it into Base. Okay, I put it into Base, 250 American. I leave 75 American for myself in Coinbase, put 250 in Base, and now I can't access my account into Base. It's gone. I put my fucking passphrase in, and it's like, you're already signed in. I go check the transactions, and the 250 that I had in crypto isn't even reading in my transactions. So the second time I get into crypto, this fucking guy I call my friend Vibe, he's the second and only reason why I lost my second go at crypto. I said, man, here's the thing. If you can get my old Base account back with the 250 that you helped persuade me into doing, I'll just move all that crypto into your account. And there, you can have 250 American dollars of mine. You lost it. If you can get it, you can have it. You're the one who fucking told me to move my shit from a safe wallet into a Sketch wallet. And now I can't access my wallet. I've got all my passphrases for all three Base accounts, and not one of them has anything. So here, buddy's asking me for money. So I finally have to say, yo, if I get caught giving money away, I lose my fucking benefit of disability. Like, obviously, you make enough money, you can just give it away to people. So I finally had to tell him this shit. Like, yo, I fucking cannot give you $50 even, man. One, I can't afford it. Two, I cannot. If I do, I will lose. And how do I go to work after? So, because I give you money, if I can give you money, I will lose my paycheck. I won't be able to get a job because of my traumatic brain injury because I have seizures. So I'll find myself homeless after a while. In the harsh Canadian winters, I will surely die outside. So you're asking someone to commit suicide, bro. And he goes, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to beg. You know what? If you were my friend, you would have remembered that I have brain damage and cannot work. But no, you fucking turn your fucking memory switch off like a woman and you just go out and fucking ask everyone for money. You know what? Be North American. All of us have not had a job. All of us have not had money before. Figure it the fuck out. I haven't responded back to him. This is me responding right now. I'm pissed off that you would ask a disabled person that. In fact, I'm disappointed in you calling me your friend when you can't remember that I'm disabled. You're asking a disabled, brain damaged person for money, man. It doesn't matter if you don't have any friends. You're asking a disabled, brain damaged patient for money. That's embarrassing. You're embarrassing me on your behalf. Like, fuck, man. If someone says no, shut up. I had to say no twice in financial statements that I was giving him my financial statements, basically. Like, can you see I can't? And he's like, but please, man, could you give me some money? I'm like, holy fuck, how dumb is this guy? I actually have to tell you the real reason. If I am caught giving money away, I will fucking surely die one day. Fuck down, man. Grow the fuck up. If you got a wife, get her fucking to work. Oh my God, you are asking a traumatic brain injured patient that is on disability, that cannot work. You say that I'm your friend? Show me some respect and remember what I've told you from the past. If you want to be my friend, remember. Don't treat me like I'm some fucking customer to base, one of which you've made me lose $250 of whatever I have tried to save into crypto. It's gone because of him. And I got to be respectful and tell him respectfully in these ways. But he keeps going, but dude, but man, I don't know anybody. But bro, can you please just give me $150? It's just $150 would do so much. And I'm like, man, I can't even afford $50. I have $111 in my account right now. All in my account, I have $568. But that's me trying to save money so that I could have my own credit card, you know? Save up money, and then you have a little spending money, maybe. But that's going to be my safety money for my car repairs. And anything else that I can save on disability, that's saved for my disability. Oh my God. Like, that's why we need a depopulation. Like, even if I am to die in the depopulation, who the fuck cares if I am to die? It's people like that that need to die, man. Like, if you can't hear my no, and I just didn't say no, I gave 4 paragraphs in my bank statements basically to him. I literally can't, and you can see I can't. But man, oh my fucking God, you were so stupid. And if he hears me talk about him in this episode, I still don't give a fuck. Because I'm the kind of person who does not lose people. I'm the kind of person who just fucking walks away from you. I don't lose people. People lose me. That's the way it has always been. I'm a Virgo. I'm smart. I'm a master planner. I get shit done. I don't sit on my ass and just hope and think and complain. No, I get up. I do some research online. I go outside. I fix that fucking machine. By myself. Fuck. A few years ago, I did a fucking fuel pump replacement out of my Jimmy. My Jimmy had like a full tank of gas in it. Everyone is amazed that I could do it by myself. Well, I'm not fucking dumb. Well, I would have taken it into a garage. Well, that's what you would do, but I'm not fucking dumb. I'm not useless. I fucking know I can do shit. I look at it. I take it apart. I figure it out. I put it back together again, and it works. And if I can't get it to work, I go and do some research.
Work at all. But if you
Discipline.
you're going to be self-employed.
And even a disciplined worker who has a good heart gets fucking harassed, abused, and eventually you lose me, right? Like I said, I don't lose people. People lose me. Just vibe, man. If you're listening to this, I don't fucking care. You begged like a beggar. There's just no better way that I could put it. You were an inconsiderate beggar. You chose not to remember what we've shared between each other. You know damn well I've got brain damage. I cannot work. I am on a disability paycheck. You fucking know from the past. And then for me to have to give you 3 answers of no clearly tells me that you are incapable of much. You have a retarded mind. That's why I didn't respond to you, man. I don't care if you're sorry for begging. Grow up. Think twice. Just fucking be disciplined, responsible, figure something out, man. No, you're gonna text up someone in a different country that's disabled. And hound me. You're gonna fucking hound me for money. You know what? This is why none of us want to work. Because you got this motherfucker begging me for money. He had to go to jail because I 100% guarantee that Coinbase put a bug in their own system to blame all the employees to can them. To can them so that they don't have to sit them down face to face and say, sorry, we have a lot of financial cutbacks and now we have to cut back on our employees and you didn't make the cut. It's as simple as that. But no, they got to go and slap in a fucking internal bug, blame all of the Coinbase base's employees, making it so all their accounts are frozen after they get out of prison for a few weeks. And then I, as a disabled Canadian, has to listen to a United States citizen get out of jail, learn that their accounts are frozen, know that he can't put food in his wife's belly. Well, fucking get your wife to work. No, you do not ask someone who is disabled. Are you fucking dumb? And if you forgot, again, how much more dumb do you have to fucking be? If you want to call me your friend and you can't remember our past conversations, the hours that we've had, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm about to just block him from my Discord just because of that. I don't need anything in my Discord that can actually lead to beggars or harassers to other people in my Discord. So I only got 3 people in my Discord. Oh no, 4. 4th is my mom. But I don't need anybody reaching out to anybody being like, can you please, or harassing someone because they don't agree with someone's idea. No, we don't. If there's a disagreement, we can just have a debate. We can raise our voice. Of course we can raise our voice because we're trying to get our point through. Debates get loud, but debates don't have to be hateful. Shut up, Mickey. Let's
Very
listen.
long. That's just how it is.
So it's time to learn how money works to find out what's really behind the worst phrase in the workplace. This week's video is sponsored by MyHeritage. Ever wondered
Forgot
what
about my
remarkable stories are hidden in your
Shit.
family history?
No.
MyHeritage is the world's leading platform for genealogy research and DNA testing, trusted by over
I thought it
90
said
million
dicks.
users worldwide. With 20 billion historical records and advanced AI tools, MyHeritage makes exploring your roots not just accessible, but truly
Bro,
enjoyable.
I read this Black Friday DNI ago. I read that something totally different. I was like, what the fuck?
Here's a fun discovery I
Yeah.
made. My great-grandfather started a brewery in Germany,
Yeah.
and it's still thriving today. Imagine finding out your family's legacy is still making its mark. That's the kind of excitement MyHeritage can unlock.
Right.
I started my journey by adding a few basic details, and their Instant Discoveries feature brought my family tree to life with whole new
Wow.
branches in seconds. It was incredible to learn about connections I didn't even know I had, including distant cousins who lived fascinating lives. One of my favorite parts of using MyHeritage is transforming old black and white photos with their photo colorization and animation tools. When I colorized a photo of my great-great-grandmother Sophie, it felt like stepping back in time and seeing her smile
Damn.
come to life. The animations even added a touch of personality, showing what her
That's just weird, bro.
expressions and mannerisms might have been like. And it's not
This is the first point, gentlemen. Do you know what we just witnessed? Necromancy version 1.0. It will never be worse than it is now. Keep in mind.
not just about what you see. MyHeritage also lets you deep dive into historical records to uncover stories and details. From ship manifests to old census data, seeing your ancestors' lives unfold in official documents is like piecing together a historical puzzle.
Right.
Ready to discover your own family's hidden stories? MyHeritage offers a 14-day free trial so you can experience the
What about alpha and
platform's
beta
full
versions?
range of features. Start your journey today. Trust me, you'll be amazed by what you uncover. Okay, so yeah. There are millions of people out there that think nobody wants to work because
Yeah.
they couldn't hire someone with 20 years of experience on a programming language that has only been
$40,000 a
out
year.
for 5 years for $15 an hour.
Yeah.
There are also people who don't want to work because they think unless
I
they're
laugh with
offered
that
six
heritage
figures in
shit.
their first
That commercial. Okay, for one, there was this woman in our family on the Ukrainian side, the Aktemechuks, and she spent her whole life putting together our heritage. And when I mean her whole life, I mean her whole life was working on making the Aktemechuk heritage books. I should go grab them. Fuck. Okay, these books are big. These are big books, and they are that thick. 2 of them, and there is shots of everyone's immigration papers, receipts to the the land that they purchased when they got here from Ukraine and stuff like that. Like, whoa! Like, I have half of my heritage recorded, and it's in my house here. I got 2 copies, so I got 4 books, 2 copies of my Ukrainian heritage, and no doubt it goes farther because Ukrainians are like, it's like weird. It's like how they're all tied together. It's like you swear to God, it's like an incested community, but it's absolutely not. Everything is so separated, but there's just so much family members on the Ukrainian side. It's just an unbelievable family tree in a Ukrainian side. Unbelievably massive. So if I were to ever go into something like that to check it out, it's only for the English and Scottish parts of my dad. Mom gives me 50% Ukrainian, but the other part the real part that makes me fun, that is funny, is like, why would I want to go see and prove that most of the retards in the world are actually heritaged in my lineage somewhere along the line, right? Like, oh my God, I don't want to go and prove that there is retards that I have come from. I come from a massive line of retards that I just do not want to know about. Okay, I don't want to know, right? Like, for an example, like my dad's grandpa. This is my great grandpa. Supposedly he was a wicked alcoholic and an abuser, a physical abuser. So it sounds like this man loved to be an alcoholic and an abuser. So I don't give a fuck about my heritage, honestly. So if anyone's interested in their heritage, you just gotta look at your mother and say if you're a retard or not now.
First roll out of high school, it's not worth their time.
Yep.
And they would be better off sitting at home working on their NFT dropshipping business.
Maybe they would be. Maybe they would be. The thing is, like, I never shit on anybody who's trying to hustle and make money. I know that
Why
as
would
a
I?
kid, I was
Like, if I knew how to make NFTs, I would.
hustling trying to make money at like 5.
What NFT means, non-fungible token. Basically, if anyone doesn't know what an NFT is basically like a signature to your work, right? And NFTs were created for more of the artistics, right? Like, it's really easy for us to go online and find a picture of a painting and to print it and then frame those prints in frames and sell them, right? So these artists will lose so much money because people are stealing their work and just printing it out and selling it. So if they can create a system that can protect their work online, let's do it. NFT was created.
Years old. And so by the time I was in middle school, like I was already making money like 5 or 6 different ways. Like, my mom would buy me a lot of video games, but I'd also buy a lot of my own video games. That's what I spent all my fucking money on. And I never sold drugs either. Never sold drugs at all. And anyway, like,
Me
people
neither.
assume or make assumptions. Yeah, no,
Never.
you should
Not
always,
once.
if you think that you
Oh,
can do
wait.
something successful
Sorry.
as an individual.
Maybe I did once. I sold some marijuana once. I did. Yeah, to this loser across the street, whom I had to call the police on because he rips my SRT car door open, pulls me out of my car door, and I'm like, you better watch what you do, John. He goes, what's that, a motherfucking threat? I'm like, no, that's just reality, bro. Watch what you say and do. So I was like, I'll fucking call the cops if you guys do one more thing. The drunk guy's like, here's my phone. Oh, thanks. Yeah. He pulls his phone away from me. Why'd you offer me your phone to call the police? He's like, fucking call the police, that motherfucker. No, you can't call the fucking police. Then when the police get here, they're fucking screaming out. We're across the street, and this drunk fucking bitch, old fucking crusty trailer trash motherfucker, he's screaming while I'm having a conversation with the police officer. Don't trust the fucking thing that motherfucker says. He's lying. Everything he says is a lie. Fucking bitch. Look, you just ruined your own argument with whatever you wanted to argue against. You just ruined it right there, man. You just ruined everything right there. I'm calm. I'm talking to the officer. Of course I get a little excited, like, he's doing this and that. But he's over there ruining his situation, Like, I bet you if those people ever tried to call the police on me, they would just be like, whatever, I don't fucking care. You guys lie. You guys are fucking liars. You guys are liars. You are drunk. I should take this camera and point it out the window through this bush. You can't really see anything, but you can see the shapes. There is a property that is beside their son's house, and that house was given to him by a friend, even though it cost $5,000 for that house. There was an abandoned house beside that. Across the street, would be two houses down over here. He burnt his house down while he was drunk, and he's got a camper he now lives in, but he doesn't put the camper in the property he owns. No, he puts his fucking trailer trash camper in a property that they don't own, an abandoned property that they do not own, and they're using their property like it's their own. When just across the street from his fucking trailer trash camper is his property. Why don't you put your camper in your property? Of course, this is like, I should put every one of my fucking titles. Off topic Mickey goes again. Here we go again. Off topic Mickey. But that's the point, right? We start talking and things lead, right? But we got to focus on a main topic, right? And part of that main topic is we don't want to work anymore. Well, we got trailer trash, and I'm talking true trailer trash, yo. I'm disabled. I actually get seizures. I can't work. I got to stay at home and live off of whatever my government gracefully gives me, which I am 100% so thankful to God and my Canadian government for this, because I can't work. I pulled a quad out the other day. A couple days later, my energy is so shot that I have a seizure so easily. But these white trashes, the girlfriend is over there every day. She doesn't work. John Johnson, he doesn't work. His dad, he doesn't work. Their mom, she doesn't work. The other boys in the family, as far as I know, don't work because they have a camper, I think, that they live in on the property that burnt down. And those boys are living out of that camper. Dad's across the street in the abandoned property that's not theirs, and the kid lives like right there. But none of them work. And dear God, are they the most white trash, white cracker motherfuckers I have ever met. Literally met. I've never met or known anyone so trailer trash, so white trash, cracker jacker motherfuckers over here, man. Like, seriously.
Well, you should always go for it. Fuck it.
Both of these groups definitely exist in shockingly large numbers. But even though it's really fun to make fun of both sides, it distracts from the much more important reason why labor force participation is getting worse.
Yeah.
Well, as you might have been able to guess, this trend is really being driven by specific age groups and specific locations.
Yeah, of course.
If you look at labor
Workforce will only get back to normal and solid if both sexes are separated like before World War II. That's my only true answer is you must put women back to what it was in the 1940s and before. They don't get these rights anymore. You have proven so much failure and so much brainwashing and manipulation, and you're all bipolar at some level. You all imagine something and try and actually bring it to reality. And reality is not what you imagine. Okay? That's what you imagine. That's not reality, that's your imagination.
force participation and exclude the youngest
That's the only way
generation of workers and the oldest
these jobs
generation
will
of
get
workers,
leveled out again.
It's actually approaching all-time highs.
It's the only way.
Which really makes sense when you think about it. It's common for both men and women to work full-time these days, and for most households, it's simply a financial necessity. So yeah, even if people don't want to work anymore, they kind of are stuck doing it anyway.
You have to work. Yeah, that's the thing is that, and this won't be the case forever. Soon, there's going to be so many automation tools and ways that people's jobs get replaced by robots that having a job will no longer be a requirement in everyday life. It's unavoidable.
It is so unavoidable for the next, at least, I would see 20 years. You know, the way those automated AIs were working at that Burger King, and one of the videos that I was watching, buddy's like, I want a large Mountain Dew. And then it's just, the AI's like, okay, now, what do you want to drink? Buddy just starts flipping out, sort of speaking, right? And there's no way a computer can actually replace a human right now. It is so far away from being able to replace us. Of course, there's a factory line, and all the machines bend, melt, mold, blah, blah, blah. And you need humans to run the machines. And of course, you don't need so many human workers anymore. So machines are the ones that can replace human movements in creating a product or a material. But with the way AI understands things to material products in the world, it doesn't know how to justify because, right, AI thinks off of patterns instead of words. So you're telling the AI, I want Mountain Dew, and the computer is literally hallucinating, wondering what the fuck, Mountain and Dew. What the fuck is Mountain Dew? He wants a mountain with dew on it. All right, how do we get that to him? I don't know. What do you want to drink? Okay. What do you want to drink? Mountain Dew? Shit. What do you want to drink? Oh, computer overload with Mountain Dew, right? You got mountain and dew. Those are two separate words. But can the AI pick up that it is the product that it's working with? And obviously, no. Because a lot of these companies that were trying to use AI to replace us humans, they were their business taking a big step back because of that. Now they have to do so many steps up to get where they were before because of the damage AI has created. See, AI can only be used by a human. That's what AI is good for. You give the AI a job, and if it can't accomplish the job, the human tweaks the prompt a little bit so that the AI can function better around that answer. And being said that, you have the human being able to do more work because AI can help the human work so much more quickly. Like when I work with AI, if I didn't have AI, it would take me an ass load of work to find that info through Google. Right? AI is hooked up. It's online. Like so you can't think that AI can replace a human. AI can merge with the human, and each human that's in that workplace can work so much more efficiently. You give us the heads, the translucent goggles. All right, Google, you listening? Google and Apple must make a headset that is also hooked up, right? Our eyes need an instant hookup to our AI. So each headset will work off of how we speak or look at it or think to it, whatever. We have access to our own personal AI. That way, when we're doing this job, we are looking through our goggles, our safety goggles, right? It's connected up. It is what it is. It's putting prompt on the screen, text on the screen with the answers it gives. We just have to give it a question. We just have to give it a job so that we can work faster. What's this? We're going to replace humans with machines. You know, the funny thing is they think they're going to get away with this cheaper by hiring the artificial intelligent robot over a human. But then again, you're taking so many steps back using all this technology because you got no humans to direct it, correct it. It is a tool that must be handled by a user. You don't just put an AI into a system and think that it can do what a human can do. That's that's woman thoughts right there, right? You're imagining and you think it's just going to be. No, that's just not how it's going to be. That's not reality. I'm sorry, motherfuckers. Right? So, as far as I see it, there could be so many more jobs created. If someone in this world, with all the money that they have in their tech companies, why have with all this AI created, why haven't we created what we see in the movies already? Where when we're looking through our goggles, we have information being displayed. Like look at the Halo helmets, right? Like when you're watching Halo, for instance, you are looking at all the UI being displayed on the helmet screen. That's what this world has to be in order to make stupid people be able to work. People need to be led. weirdly, like, and you can see it. All people want to do is make this artificial intelligence so that they don't have to work anymore. But that's the funny thing is once they give over the reins to the AI, we have to work for them. So I don't know what the powers in the world are thinking. I have no idea what they're thinking because they're they're killing themselves, not just us. Their depopulation plan is really going to come to a 100% annihilation of the human existence.
The reason labor force participation has fallen
Yep.
off in general, though, is
ID.
because the average is being dragged down by a lot of young workers and old workers.
Yep.
The old workers are the easiest to explain. As people started living
They
longer,
retire.
retirement
Yeah.
ages were pushed back, and more of the population began working in non-physical jobs. As a result, a larger share of the population over 55 remained in the workforce. This has started to reverse, though, as self-funded retirement systems and general asset prices have allowed a lot of over 55s to step back from the labor force, especially after COVID, as a lot of people received severance packages and decided that an early retirement was better than going back to the office.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Labor force participation from young people just entering the workforce either out of high school or college is also pulling down the average, just for different reasons. More people than ever are getting a college degree, which means they are starting to work later. And fewer people are working part-time jobs while they study because for many, it's simply not worth it given how much debt they are going to be in when they graduate anyway.
Yeah, it's because people don't want to do it. I think that like what's happened also is that people have just kind of given up on thinking that if you work hard, you're going to be successful.
Gonna talk
And
about
I think it's
Denmark
kind of
in
a
a
toxic
second.
mindset to have, but I feel like a lot of people do have it. And because of that, you have nowadays people just don't give a fuck. They don't care about working hard. They don't care about doing anything. And you can't really blame them because for them,
Cat?
there's no amount of work that they're going to be able to do that's going to give them the lifestyle that they want. I gave up. Yeah, exactly. It's too much. Work smart, not hard. Yeah, but here's the problem is that when you're stupid, you can't work smart. You see that? That's the concern. Is that if you're dumb, you can't do that.
This might not also be a shock
To
to
fix
you.
the school system, some people
Well,
are
kinda
born
is
with
the
less
school
talent
system,
points
but
than
it's
other
mainly
people.
government system. All right, check this out.
Everybody has a different height.
I can guarantee you, North America would be 100% different right here if we did what Denmark did. Here in North America, we have to pay to learn something that you want me to do in this life when in the beginning we're going to school to get out there into the workforce. So why am I paying to go to school after to do something that you want me to do in order to make this economy strong? And you need everyone to do the same thing in order to have each resident in the country contribute to and for the country. So, how do we do that if we have people in lifetime debt? Like you get an amazing job after you put in, let's say, a decade of university. You got, let's say, a couple PhDs, but when you get out, you can't get those jobs. Or even if you can find a job, you can't pay off that. You can't pay that off. What the fuck? There's no way you can pay that off. And let me tell you, teachers don't make that kind of money. So where is all these student fees going to realistically? Have you ever thought of that? Where do the billions and trillions of dollars that, if you notice my jaw cracks open sometimes, that's part of my brain damage. So it's never used to happen before, but when I really start to think, I get like this snap. Now I forgot what I was saying. Shit. Hmm. Denmark, right? So in Denmark, they give me money to go to school, university. They pay for this. They give me a paycheck so that I could get a cheap place, a little room to rent per month. They give you enough money to eat per month. They give you enough money per month in Denmark, and your schooling is free. Now, that's how you make a very strong and prosperous country. All the teachers, yeah, they get paid. Let's say they're $40,000 a year. Let's say max 60. So why is everyone paying for tuition in North America? Why are we paying for tuition when none of these university teachers are billionaires? See, what North America has done is they have created a law system to make money off of every single idea that they can brainstorm, and they push that legal side of it. And if it's not followed through, people get in trouble. So why don't we want to work anymore? Well, I would have to say it all boils down to we ain't anything like Denmark. We call ourselves one of the better countries in the world, but I got to tell you, no one is smarter than the Denmarks or any other country that does this. But all I know is Denmark does this. So I wonder why none of us want to work. Go to university for 5 to 10 years, never be able to get a good job for the education I paid for. Do I even want to go to school? That's why I didn't want to go to school. I could see this. And I knew about Denmark when I was a teenager. So it's like, why do I have to give all of myself and more to work for my country? And even if I do this, I'm not guaranteed. The only thing you're going to make money in as a educated person is really engineering, and medical PhDs. But I would rather be an engineer than anyone in the medical profession because I'm not a drug pusher. I don't do hard drugs. I have done hard drugs, and I'm not going to lie, they were cool, but that's why I don't buy them myself. It's cool. It feels nice, but that's not my jam. To spend my money on that shit? No, man. No way. I like food. I like being able to live in my own house or my own place. Put all my hard worked money towards my home. And then it goes to my food. Then it goes to my cars. And then anything that I think I could handle, I buy as a toy. Where am I talking on now?
Right? Everybody has a
Denmark. Yep. So basically, I'm done talking because I told you, America, North America, we have to pay for education. We have to pay for a job that we don't know we'll get, or if one even exists around that area. Blah 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 blah. But I have to learn something in order for me to do something for my country, so that I can work and pay taxes to my country. I have to go to university and pay that kind of shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Uh, Mom and Dad, why didn't we move to Denmark when I was 5 years old? Like, they didn't know, right? Shit. Yeah, man. Can you imagine your government funding you the bare minimum to live and paying for your education? Do you know how prosperous North America would be if we did that? Because if education was free, I would have been there, man. I would I would be I would be in university for 10, 15 years, man. I would become one of the most useful, materialistic engineers that you could find, man. I would be getting PhDs to work just as an engineer, man. Like, because we need engineers in order to invent. So, man, I would have been in school for like 10 years, man. Like, average 10 years. I would be cooking my fucking self up to be a massive tool. I would be a massive tool. And in saying that, you know how much money I would be able to make my country in taxes? Fuck, man. Do you know how much money we could all be making and giving our country that kind of money in taxes? Because if we're all loaded from our educated jobs, the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. So, like, our fucking thinking is completely backwards, man. It's like with my Atlas Earth. I have to pay money to make money. Okay? That's what the government needs to be thinking. It's not about selling pharmaceuticals, yo. It's not about the war on drugs and trying to sell and push these drugs through the countries. Like, we fucking know, government, what you're all about. Like, just give up and just be real already. You spend your money in educating every citizen. If you did that, we wouldn't be stuck here with these Bureau of Labor statistics staring us at the face and all of us wondering, why can't we get a job? Well, because I'll tell you what, I'm not going to spend my half my life, or I should say a quarter of my life, in school and have to pay that off for the rest of my life because the education I did get, for an example, can't get me any job in the world. That's half of the university. That's the half of the population university. These people go to school and they come out and they can't get a job. But if there was every single one of us that went through university for 5 extra years after high school, that would be taking every single person from high school that is starting to figure out what they kind of want to work in. So you take that mindset and you pay for it into which area it wants to go into. Or we could just do a whole Hunger Games kind of situation at this time and say, look, you are smart in this area, you gotta fucking learn this. So once you learn this, you're free. You can have the decision to continue learning for further advancements in workplace jobs, or you can just take what you have now and go. But you have to spend money to make money. And how do you do that in a country? It's through your people. Because each individual pays taxes on their total amount. So if we can get each person educated in an area that we need, right? Like I said, like Hunger Games that at that point separate people in that sense and push this person into that part of the education with whatever the government needs more of, let's say engineers or, fucking astronauts, whatever. Put them in whatever their education was strong in, you push them into that section of life in where government needs workers. So we do that. We pay for their education. Once they're done their education, they hit that area of the workforce and pay the government their taxes. And in that being said, if the government can push each of us where our strengths are in education for future jobs, you are really creating the strongest in every single area of work that the government needs to proceed in the future that they're seeking for whatever their plan is, right? But you can't get there if you got 80% of your country that doesn't want to work. And like I said, I tell you, I'm not going to school for this shit. If I was in Denmark, I'd be in school for 10 years, becoming the most useful tool that my country can have. And if that was the case too, everyone would enjoy their job. I don't enjoy working for a private owner operator, thinking that he's the king of the land and he can just start going like this, even though I'm working 5 minutes before 7 a.m. and he wants to come fucking have a fight and say that I'm late, and his son and the rest of the crew are upstairs just waiting for 7 a.m. to happen. And I'm fucking working, but I'm late. I don't want to work. Are you kidding me? I don't want to work. I would rather fucking try to go homeless, basically. I would rather figure out how to make a bow and arrow like the caveman days and fucking hunt squirrels in the bush than have to go to work for an asshole or a bitch like that. And if I have to think about educated work, are you joking me? I'm not going to become a doctor. I'm not going to push your fucking pharmaceuticals. The best thing I could think of is an engineer for my country. That is the best thing for my country. Is if I were to become an engineer, you got an idea? I'll fucking make it. I'll build your fucking dreams. I'll fucking transform this country, whether it wants to go good or bad. Right? Like, that's the thing. Like I was talking about last night in my AI video. You I can go to my garage. I can grab that fucking hammer, and that is either one of the most beautiful looking tools for construction and building, or it looks like one of the most wicked war pieces that I've ever seen. A hammer? A hammer, if you went into war, grab two. Then get another two on your belt as throwing knives. Man, you throw that fucking hammer. That has got to be one of the most lethal pieces that I have in my possession as a weapon. I gotta say, fucking sword, you can use a couple hammers and fight a sword. Hammers? Ooh. Can you think about the murdering you can do with a hammer? Holy shit. But can you think about what you can build with the hammer? Same thing with artificial intelligence, yo. Hey, how are we going to use this? Are we going to use it for good or are we going to use it for bad? Nuclear. We've discovered nuclear. Now, what are you going to use it for? Are you going to use it for good or are you going to use it for bad? It's like how people are with addictions, too. It's like, just because something is good doesn't mean you got to do it every day. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at hard drugs. The only time I've ever done hard drugs is when I just kind of fucking walked into it with some people. And I don't even know the people. But I had a good time. Never knew them. Still don't know them. You know. What happens, happens. I've experienced a life. But yeah. And you could use drugs for good or bad. I could use my quad for good or bad, right? Like it could destroy my life, or it could be one of the most useful tools in my yard. Not only a tool, but a motor to relax, to escape. I wonder why we don't want to work anymore. Holy fuck, are you kidding me? Like, why do we even have to have this conversation? Why do we have to pull up the statistics? You know, talk to each other. There's only a handful of reasons, and I bet you these handful of reasons is my neighbors, is that neighbors, is that neighbor, neighbors across the world. Man, these same handful of reasons is the same reason everyone has. Like every time we hear a statistic, it's like, holy shit, I got 100 of those stories for you. Fuck.
There are some people that are just stupid. And you're not going to be able to train somebody like that to understand
It's like, yeah, monkeys are smart, man. But can you have a monkey taking your order? No. And you know what I think of? Hassan. Hassan. That is the monkiest white motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. Fuck, does Hassan look like a monkey? Yo, train Hassan to do something. I think that's impossible. Hassan's a retard. He's shocking his fucking dog because it's like on its bed, but it got up to turn around and make it to get into a different position. But the dog got shocked by Hassan, that monkey motherfucker. That monkey motherfucker doesn't have an IQ over 70. My dog's changing position. Hey, bitch, sit down. Zip, zip. Here, I'm like to the cat, you motherfucker. Because he's like eating my fucking spiderwort plant. Shit, bud. Don't eat my plants. I love my plants. Fuck, I love my plants. Like, oh, motherfucker, you toe attacking me. My tank is toe attacking me. Hey, you toe attacking. And that's right. You know we're talking. Are we talking about you? Yes, we're talking about you. That's right. We're talking about you. I'm talking about an ugly monkey motherfucker Hassan shocking his dog for changing positions. That's right.
A job that requires a lot of critical thinking. That's it. Like in the same way that you can never train a dog to drive. It's just not going to happen. You can't train a dog to write language or to, a monkey to build a house. You can't do it. So there are some people that are closer to that than you might imagine. And every single day, the threshold for a person to get in and have a good living gets higher. It's not like before stupid people had a harder job. It used to be easy if you were stupid to get a job. But now it's a lot harder because most of those jobs have been replaced because they're super simple. Because if they weren't super simple, the stupid people wouldn't have been able to do them.
That's some statistics, yo.
That's just it.
That's it.
But it's getting really damn hard to find a job out of college.
Yeah.
A few months ago, a post from a professor at Berkeley made the rounds after it spoke about his top students from a top college struggling to find work in technology, an industry that was hiring highly intelligent graduates like this as fast as they could make them just 24 months ago.
Oh, wait. You talking about Elon Musk's fucking little pussy punk group after he gave Trump how much cash he got to be in charge of how much information? Guaranteed those little teenagers right out of fucking college, they're recording all your social insurance numbers. Like, they've got it all to themselves now. Hiring those motherfuckers? Oh, take these fresh little young punks out of school, give them few million dollars, and tell them to never say anything and just do the job.
Previously, a Berkeley CS graduate, even if not a top student, would receive multiple appealing job offers in terms of work type, location, salary, and employer.
Of course.
However, outstanding students, like those with a 4.0 in major GPA, are now contacting me worried because they have zero offers.
I think that also another big component for this too, this is probably not something a professor would say, is that if you, like for those of you guys that are business owners, would you want to hire somebody who came out of a really good university or somebody who's self-taught, self-motivated, and has been coding ever since they were 9 years old?
I'd be wanting the second option B. Self-taught. Being self-taught is so much more experience than an educated one. If you want to argue with me on that shit, oh my God. Go for it. You argue with me on that one, I try you. I fucking try you. Let's have a debate on that one.
I wonder. Yeah, I fucking wonder, right? I mean, there it is. It depends. I would always take somebody.
It depends on the depends that you wear.
And here's really what the point is. The point is that going to university, what you learn in a lot of cases is probably not as, like a lot of what I learned, let's say 10 years ago, or even 5 years after I graduated.
That's the shit I was saying, right?
That stuff didn't have any relevance anymore. It wasn't important.
Yep.
So
yep.
You have people.
So what, you got to go back to university?
This is especially true.
So what the shit? Okay, you get out of university. Let's say you're like 28, 30 years old. You work for 10 years, maybe not in an area that you went to school for, but now your education is outdated. Does the government at that point say you got to go back to school now for 10 more years? By then you are 50 years old. Wait. Yeah. You're 50 years old. Now you have to put in another 10 years of work with the education that you got, and you're still not done paying off your student loans because you're North American, and North American is fucking criminal. Like, We all have to go live in Denmark. If only they would accept us. Shit.
with like business school, where a lot of classes in business school, especially undergraduate classes, are a complete waste of time. All they're doing is they basically created terminology to fill up the space of a class time. It doesn't actually, like, it's not applicable to the real world. It doesn't have any actual function. It's like
Which is
people
what
that understand, like, I always make
elementary and
like,
high
I had a
school
friend
is.
that got a job, or sorry, he got a degree in theoretical physics, and it got him a theoretical job. And then he had to go back and get an actual engineering degree.
Really?
Like a lot of people that understand things on like a theoretical level,
Serious.
they're not ready to like work and compete. And this is actually even something that like I remember seeing some guy talk about this. Like he went to school.
All right. Now, this shit could work if we were still living for 900 years like Abraham did in the Old Testament Bible. We can, sure, I'll put in fucking 100 years of education for you. I still got 800 fucking years left to go. No, it doesn't work like a fucking, okay, here's the thing. I've got 20 years left to live. I got 24 max to live. 64 is the lifespan I've actually given myself just to consider reality. Reality might happen, right? Like the reality is and has been proven that I almost died on my skateboard. First time not wearing a helmet, and I almost died. Accidents can happen through 100 years. Accidents can happen. Crimes do get committed. You know, like I said, I might be a victim of a B&E that I get murdered. You know, it could just happen. Fuck.
For like computer science, and then he went to like DEF CON or something like that, or like some sort of computer science convention, and he was comparing himself to the people that actually were there, and he was like, oh my god, I'm so far behind, it's embarrassing, it's insane. So I feel like the lack of quality of universities to like deliver quality candidates is a big issue. And I think the reason why it happens is like you could say it's DEI or something like that, but I actually don't think that's the reason. I think especially with tech, it's because the field moves so fast that what you learned in freshman year probably isn't relevant by the time you graduate. That's the truth. And so I think that's the real reason why it's happening too, especially with universities and high-end universities. And this is also like, by the way, like, I mean, obviously, like I do some hiring and things like that. But
it
like,
might
I'm
work.
speaking from a third-party perspective. This is
Yeah,
just an observation.
I suspect this trend is irreversible and likely part of the broader trend
I'm gonna
impacting
take a
almost every
physical
employment sector.
with me.
It's pretty grim stuff coming out of one of the best schools in the
To be
country.
100%.
It might not be the most logical thing to do,
So I'll pick it up
but
tomorrow.
a common reaction from people who can't land a
Or
job
the
with the
next
degree
day.
they got to make them more employable is to just go get another degree. The rate of mass
That's what my friend did, yeah. He had over $100,000 in debt by the time that he finished. Now, like, nowadays, like, he's working, I think he's up in, like, Chicago, something like that. And he's had a kid recently, actually, my other friend told me. And, like, he's probably making, like, $150,000, $250,000 a year now, right? Like, he's fine. But, man, there's a lot of people that don't have that.
Masters and PhD recipients has grown even faster than people getting an undergraduate degree, because that's now normal to stand out in a highly competitive job market. And to be honest, it's a nice way for people to avoid the reality of the job market for another few years.
Yep.
This is the land the strongest will survive. North America has made everything a competition. right? So if you're going to be one of the students in the right area of education for the most money and most production, fuck.
Spending another 2 to 8 years at
Yeah,
college to
It's so easy for me to get sidetracked.
They think that they're going to wait it out and then
Like, I
the
wish I could
economy
just
would
like
be better in
rewind
4
what I
years.
just said.
But what I think is going to
What
happen
did I
is
just
that a
say?
lot of people are going to get degrees that will be made invalid or irrelevant in 4 years.
get advanced degree means people aren't in the labor force, which pulls down the average to look worse than it really is. So those are the
Got it. Everything is a competition in North America. So if you're going to be that guy in the best area of education for money, I did it again. Wow. Brain damage. Oh shit.
degree means people aren't in the labor force, which pulls down the average to look worse than it really
Fucking dummy I am. Competition, man. Let's fucking say it this time. North America is a competition. You must be the person in school that can out. You gotta be the one to take on the most debt. If you can outlast your competitors, you're the golden one. Right? So that's why I kept getting sidetracked. And I was like, you got to be that one person that's in the right area, though. Right? Because if you're not in that right area, there's no way that's going to work. And it wouldn't be so much of a competition in North America if the government just invested into their tools. We are the tools. You give us the free education, like Denmark. Get down. No, that's not your plant. It's mine. Want to get bug assaulted? There would be no competition anymore if each and every single one of us was equal through the university. And each one of us can go in that specific zone that the government needs, that specific, blah, blah, blah. Don't have education that can't be used in the workforce. Take all education out of the universities. Like, I'm even talking about the arts. Take the arts out. If you want to learn how to paint, you'll fucking do that on your own time. You'll start getting better throughout the years, and throughout the years, you'll make some good work, and maybe you won't have to work anymore. But you have to learn what the country needs. And the country needs to be like Denmark. You need to pay to upgrade your tools. That's what they're doing with AI. Do it with your fucking humans. Then you wouldn't have so much stupid people running around, not being able to be disciplined and responsible enough to fucking work.
really is. So those are the ages that are perpetuating this dumb myth. But this trend is also highly dependent on location. And to see that, you need to go to the place where apparently the absolute least amount of people want to work.
Oh yeah.
West Virginia. Wait, really?
Yes, the Rust Belt state has
What?
the lowest labor force participation in the country,
Damn,
but
so
also
that's where
some
it
of the
is.
most unusual statistical anomalies. The state is quite poor after its major industries like coal mining and manufacturing were either outsourced or simply fell out of
Yeah,
widespread.
exactly. Because if you're a coal miner, like, you don't have to be a wizard to be a coal miner. You cannot know how to use a smartphone and be a coal miner.
But there's a lot of
And so-
safety that you need to know.
And again, I do think
You
you
work
don't.
at
No, you
Mosaic
don't.
Potash, you know what I
And
mean.
the fact is that, like, those people, like, if your job is turning a nut on something like this, there's not a lot of brain power that requires.
See, I'm not like a lot of people where I like bash a group of people. Okay, I'll bash individual people by name. All right, I'll bash individuals by name. Like I said, if I hate you, I'll fucking say your fucking name right out here. All right, John Johnson? All right, Patricia Wishart? Fuck you. Oh, and your fucking parents. Fuck you guys. He is. He puts a lot of people down, I must say. Like, doesn't take a lot of brain work to twist a nut. But let me ask you something, Asman. If you're so smart enough to turn a fucking nut, what is this? What is this? And what are they turning the nut on? And how much pressure does each nut need? We deal with torque when we have nuts and bolts. Did you know that, Asman? Did you know that, Asmongold? Do you know what this part of the machine is, Asman? Because it's obviously an axle being rotated in something. This is either the motor that's driving this drive shaft, and you have no idea what this is. Doesn't take a lot of brain power. Are you fucking kidding me? Asman, do you take that fucking Mercedes into your personal garage and take out the wrenches and the screwdrivers and the oil pans? Do you do that work yourself? Do you know what you're looking at in the motor? And if you took it off, do you know the specific torque to put each nut in? Because torque is very important. Now, your little stupid little mind there, Asmongold. I'm one of Asmongold's biggest fans, but and I want people to point out my bad points too sometimes. But like Asmon, man, come on, man. You putting down a whole group of people around the entire world. Anyone that's screwing, unscrewing, or tightening that fucking nut around the whole world that's a miner, and to tell all of us that we're dumb, that we can just turn big rocks into little rocks, takes a lot more brain power to be a fucking mechanic, Asmongold. Come on, man. You don't have to be so insulting to a whole world of people doing one specific job. It's like listening to my white exes. All skateboarders are drug addicts and alcoholics. What? So you're telling me all the pros in Red Bull and below that are BMXers, mountain bikers, skateboarders, snowboarders, fucking paragliding motherfucking insane motherfuckers. You telling me those guys are cracked out on heroin and cocaine and alcohol while they're fucking pulling off the most intense physics that a human has ever done in their in existence. And you're gonna bash every single one of the fucking skaters because you knew one skater when you were in elementary school or high school, and he was skateboarding at the skate park and he was drunk out of his face, and because of that, everyone's a drunk and a drunk and a drug addict as a skateboarder, and same as Asmongold right here, like a little white woman. It doesn't take a smart person to turn a nut. All right, Asmongold. You do your own mechanics on your Mercedes? Do you do your own mechanics on your car? Do you know how? I bet you the only thing you know how to do is change a fucking tire, man. You probably haven't even changed out a fuel pump out of a gas tank before. Do you know how to change the spark plugs? And if you do you have to put the spark plugs in at a certain torque? And when you put your spark plugs in before you torque them in, do you need to measure the gap depending on what vehicle you are driving? The gap from that nipple of the spark plug to my zapper, man, like that is a huge difference. A millionth of an inch difference will make your vehicle run so bad or so good, depending on just a little bit of space between the spark of the spark plug, Asmongold, man. Don't tell me you gotta be a fucking dummy to turn a big rock into small rocks to turn this shit, because you don't fucking know what this is. Straight up, Asmon. Get real, man. You can sound just as smart as I think you are and be just as respectful to all people. You can only tell someone that they're dumb turning this nut if they fucking came to work drunk or stoned out of their face, over tightened this, and created an off-center rotation, and created the bearings to burn out insanely fast. That would be your dumbass problem. That is that guy alone, not the rest of the world that are turning these screws, that are educated to touch them.
It's rough work. Horses work their fucking ass off, but they're stupid.
See what I
Working
mean?
hard and having to do something that requires critical thought are two very different things. In my opinion, one of the
So Asmongold is basically saying engineers are as smart as monkeys that can turn big rocks into little rocks. They're just the smarter monkeys that made the machine to turn the big rocks into little rocks, right? Is that what you're saying, Asmongold? Fuck, you're kind of an asshole, man. You're even arguing your point right now? Look, man, horses work their ass off. This is coming from a dude who's only had one job behind a desk. And this is like my favorite streamer. Like, come on, man. Be a little more respectful to all people. The only idiot is the one who is drunk and stoned and created that thing to go fucked up because he over tightened and left a few too loose on that side and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of brain work that goes into machinery, dude. Fuck, because of this, I could just see half of his fucking followers just not want to follow him anymore because you're so used to speaking whatever comes to your head out as a streamer that you are literally insulting, I would say, half of his followers. I haven't watched this video before yet. I've been meaning to. And like I said, I like to do things spontaneous. Like I just pop on live, I'll end when I'm done, and this and that. But I'll end it when I'm kind of done the topic. And I don't care if it takes 3 hours if I'm talking one topic and it goes off topic. We get back on track and this and that. But he talks so much shit. He's getting to this point where he's looking at so much news in the world. And I think he's getting to a hateful spot. Like, you got to be careful as a speaker. You can't just hate on everyone like all the politicians are doing and say, we got to kill everyone. We got to depopulate because no one wants to work anymore. Everyone's so dumb. We got to depopulate. No one would have to depopulate if the government worked like Denmark. Let's pay our boys and girls to go to school. We create the best tools that have ever walked the world ever. And then we profit off of that shit. But no, they want to think that we can profit off education and then blame the citizens that nothing's working. And then they go around and then they fraudulently steal all of our money because they're looking for votes from foreigners. So Asmin, back on Asmin being an asshole, motherfucker. I'm like a huge fan of you, man. Like, you're all I watch, but man, you are getting toxic as fuck. Watch your shit already. You have to go to school to be a heavy mechanic. That's a whole different genre of mechanics, heavy mechanic to mechanic. Did you know that, Asmongold? It's not just a small 2-week fucking course to do a mechanics course, bro. Holy shit, Asmon. Holy fuck, bro. Please have some respect for the people. You're rich from all the shit you talk about, but yet you want to fucking call everyone down? All your boys are turning those fucking nuts, Asmin. You got people in your chat right now going, that's some hard work, man. You have no idea. But then Asmongold comes back and starts arguing with his fucking follower and says, saying, well, you know, horses work their ass off too. You know, that is the most white woman response I have ever heard come out of Asmin so far. I'm losing a little bit of respect for him right now. Even horses work their ass. You are talking to half of your followers. The majority of your followers are going to be only male. The rest of the half are going to be only turning nuts and bolts on big, heavy-ass machinery or light machinery, whether that be lawnmowers or ATVs, right to fucking earth-moving machinery. Miners is a different type of machinery. That is engineered machinery to dig. That's not just earth-moving machinery that we see driving with big fucking tires that cost more than my fucking house. Wow, Asmongold. Wow. Honestly, I'm getting. I have to focus on this shit right now because this is the shit I always get mad at my exes for. What the fuck is your toxicity coming from? What did someone turn all of Asmongold's Mercedes engine nuts way too tight and now his engine is fucked? Is that why he's mad? at all the nut turners. The nut turners run the world. Like I said, if I was to go to school, I would become engineer master. That's this whole world. That's what this world runs off is engineering. Holy fuck. This guy thinks he's smart. And this is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. This is white liberal woman right here. Asmongold is a white woman right there. Holy shit. That's a white woman with a beard. That's a transsexual, yo. Asmongold must be a transsexual. Holy shit, that is the whitest woman shit I've ever heard in my life. Well, horses work their ass off too, motherfucker. If you don't believe me, get the fuck out of here. That's Asmongold right now. Get the fuck out of here, man. You don't believe me? Get the fuck out. Okay, you know what, Asmongold followers? Get the fuck out of here. Maybe I won't listen to his shit too. I only listen to him because it saves me so much time having to go through X. I watch him so that I can access that info on X. He is a good news outlet, like the best news outlet is Shoe on Head, but Asmongold goes everywhere, right? And that everywhere takes you through the internet. And that internet searching gives me a little bit of relaxation. I just want to unfollow him for this. Oh my god. I'm actually thinking about it. One of my favorite streamer, man. And he's being mean to every single one of us. I'm a nut fucking screwer, you dumb motherfuck. Fuck you. I go outside. I enjoy working on the machinery because it takes a lot of smarts. You got to be able to understand what it is that you're looking at while you read something that is your repair possibly, and then go back and try it out and see if it works. That's why people like me like to get a fucking code reader for my car so that I can dissect the issue by myself. And it says that this part is the problem, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you have to change. It could be a part before and after. It could be these two parts running the piece in the middle. And Asmongold doesn't know jack shit when it comes to a fucking nut or a bolt. And he wants to sit there thinking he's on a high horse in his fucking account with millions of dollars made from streaming, and then sit there and then bash all of you behind the screen listening to him. And then he wants you to believe him. While all men are nut twisting motherfuckers. I'm a nut twisting motherfucking cracker. I don't trust another white person to touch my machinery because every time you do, they say, oh, this and this and this, you gotta change this. Dude, I told you what the fucking problem is when I came here. Don't try to fuck with me. You just lost me as a customer, man. And there's been so many times that I've not wanted to go to the mechanic just to save myself some precious little me time. No, there ain't no more me time anymore. I don't trust any of you anymore. I went to GMC in Langenburg, Saskatchewan to get my four-wheel drive fixed. I personally removed all my old brakes and discs, and I replaced them with racing brakes and racing calipers and racing drilled out discs. Everything was meant for racing to brake. I spent about $1,500 on my brakes. I changed them out myself. I go to get my fucking four-wheel drive replaced, and guess what happens? I get out of the hospital. I get to see my vehicle. And I'm wondering, what the fuck? What the fuck? My brakes feel weird. Okay, what the fuck? Whatever, I'll just drive it for a couple more weeks. What the fuck? I get out. I'm looking through my rims. I'm going, where the fuck are my brakes? GMC in Langenburg, Saskatchewan, one of their employees robs every one of my brake calipers, and it was my two front discs, and they replaced it with a used set from an old piece of shit truck. I went to the RCMP to make a statement. They said, okay, go and ask your questions at the dealership. So me and my mom, I used my mom as a witness. I go there. I didn't even get to step inside. That motherfucker seen me exit my truck, and he ran to the door, met me at the door, and started yelling at me. I was like, okay, do you even know why I'm here? Like, I don't fucking care. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, whoa, do you sound like a criminal? Holy fuck, you motherfucker. Did you know I'm here? I just come from the RCMP. He said, I fucking know. I fucking had this whole fucking town look you up. Oh, I've only lived here for 6 months, man. or a year or so. I can't remember. It wasn't too long I've lived here. Anyways, he's yelling at me, and I haven't even told him why I'm here yet. I go, yeah, I just come from the RCMP because you had one of your employees stole my brand new racing brakes off my Jimmy, and you guys put on an old set? He goes, no. And then he goes inside his building, locks the door behind him. It's open hours at GMC. I don't know why he's locking a public entrance, but okay. So as he locks the door, I just said stuff like, oh yes, prove that you're a criminal. Go behind the door and start yelling at me like a little bitch. I was recording it. I go back to the RCMP and they say they can't do anything. You're telling me that you can't do anything, and I know where my brakes were stolen. Otherwise, like, you're telling me, like, here's the thing, RCMP, if someone stole my brakes out of my yard, guess what? I wouldn't have any brakes on my car. So the last time I was in the fucking shop getting my fucking transfer case replaced, you got or had someone in your crew steal all 4 racing brakes and 2 of the discs, and then take it off an old vehicle and put it on mine, and then you want to charge me for that fucking job, too? And then the RCMP is like, well, we can't do anything. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You said before I got here, we'll go fucking get more info. I got more info. He's hiding. Well, we can't do anything for you.
Artist jobs and
Fuck you, Asmongold. You're telling me that horses work hard? No, you know what? Horses work harder and they look better than you. I wouldn't, at this point, because of this comment that Asmongold is saying to everyone, mostly mostly everyone in the world, because everyone in the world fixes his fucking Mercedes. If there's a plumbing issue in that house, who's he fucking going to call? Does he do it himself? No, because he's too fucking dumb to do it himself. But yet he's going to sit on a fucking high horse because he's got millions of dollars from you guys. He's going to bash all of us? I'm not joking. I am so upset over this right now that I am strongly considering on unfollowing him. I don't need to listen to this stuff. I'm completely comfortable with him getting kind of like hot-headed in certain situations, but when you go and diss, I would say 80% of the workforce, engineers, and then underneath engineers, you got all types of mechanics. Wait, can Asmongold even weld anything? Because that's some hard shit. And if you tell me for 1 second that that's some horsework bullshit, I'm going to slap you across the fucking face so fucking hard you'll forget about your mama. This guy's fucking stupid. Yeah, man. Fuck this. We don't get to listen to any more of this shit. Asmongold, you're cut off. I'm actually considering on unfollowing you, bro. I hope you hear this, man. Asmongold, I hope you fucking hear this shit. Grow up, man. Respect your fucking fellow human being. Not every single person who twists a nut is that dumb. And a horse can't fucking do that. That is hard work that a human can only do. Holy shit, Asmongold. I'm fucking unfollow you. I'm going to have to take some time and think about this. Yeah, I will forgive him. But the fact of the matter is I don't have to have him in my life. I don't lose people. People lose me. For monkey fucking behavior like this, man. This is exactly what my exes sound like. I am better than Asmongold at this point. I will fucking take your position, because I am going to take your position, Asmon. I can talk as much shit as you, but I have a love for God and a love for each and every single individual. My neighbors have gotten on my bad side. I will fucking be a bitch to them. But I'll still be respectful in the weirdest way. There'll be some tension. But I'll still be nice and legal. I know when I'm not allowed to hit someone. I can look like I'm protecting myself without doing anything, but you might not want to do that in Canada because someone just goes like bleep, 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 and the fucking RCMP believes anything that anyone says. It's fucking ridiculous. Holy shit, Asmongold, like, this is bad for me right here. Like I said, I'm a fan of Asmongold, and now, because of this, I'm so close right now on unfollowing Asmongold. This fucking close, Asmongold. I can't stop saying your name enough right now, you fucking prick bitch. I like to pull out weaknesses in people's behaviors in order to create a strong, positive, and respectful character in myself. So whenever I heard my exes, this is a small example, right? Like all skaters are drug addicts and alcoholics. Bitch, I'm a skater too, motherfucker. Am I a drug addict and an alcoholic? No. Holy shit, I smoke marijuana fucking several times throughout the day and night. Oh my god, does that make me a drug addict? No, that makes me, I don't smoke tobacco products. I'll smoke a natural substance instead. Fuck you. I am not a drug addict or an alcoholic. I do things very small amounts. Good things are addictive. So you gotta take anything in small amounts. Everything in small amounts. Everything in big amounts is very toxic. Listening to this is exactly what my exes sound like, man. Well, big horses work hard too. My God, I've never looked at him and actually thought, whoa, man, this guy's a retard. But right now, I'm actually thinking this guy's a fucking retard. Holy, I'm sorry, Asmongold, but I'm not sorry at the same time. Listen to what and how you just spoke about everyone in the world. This world runs off of engineering. Without any engineering, there ain't no world. We live back in the Stone Age. Sticks and stones. Is the age of no engineering. And with all engineering is exactly what my screen is. And we're going to cover Asmon's face right now because he's a fucking bitch right now. How dare you? How fucking dare you, fucking Asmongold? Anyone fixing Asmongold's Mercedes down there next time, make sure you fuck it the fuck up. Over torque the shit out of the spark plugs. Over torque the differential after you change out the oil. I don't give a fuck. Fuck his car up. Look at how he's fucking talking about all the fucking guys who twist a fucking nut. Even the horses work hard too. That's what I'm thinking about Asmon, man. That's what I'm thinking about Asmon. Fucking. If I don't fucking see a fucking apology about his fucking words about everyone who follows this guy, I will be unfollowing this guy. I don't care. Anything I talk about, I'll find from another streamer. I got this one chick that I follow too. She's pretty, but she talks about a lot of important things and a lot more respectful. A lot more respectful. She doesn't just straight up go out there and say everyone who fucking twists a nut's a fucking idiot. Wow, Asmon. How did you get here, bro? You're like the biggest, one of the biggest watch streamers in the world. How'd you get here? If this is how toxic you fucking talk about everyone in the world, and everyone in this world twists a fucking nut, even when you're fucking building a computer, wait a second. Let's talk about the watchmakers. The people who look at these little gears and they have these fucking magnifying glasses system on their face and they got fucking more magnifying glasses and fucking fine ass tools to put such beautiful, just such beautiful watches together. And at the same time, you still have to have this enough brains to know how much torque you're putting on that little nut, that little bolt in that watch. Everything revolves around a nut and a bolt, Asmongold. Everything revolves around a bolt and a nut. Go to your bathroom. Look underneath your fucking sink. Tell me, do you see a screw? Do you see a nut? Do you know how that shit was put together, Asmongold? Wait a second. Let me ask you another question. Go downstairs in your basement to the electrical panel. And let me ask you another question. Do you see nuts and bolts in and around the wires? I bet you do. Ooh, ooh. I bet you everything that put your house together. Yeah. You're going to call all the people who built your mother's house and your house a bunch of horses? Like, that's how the government talks about us. In the NASA and United States document written in the 60s, they talk about how they're going to control the population in the future. Things with, frequencies off hospitals and schools, fluoride in the water and toothpaste, and oh my God, it just doesn't end. And in that, they say, we are cattle. We are cattle. They talk about us like we are livestock. What is Asmongold doing right now? He is calling all of us who have to turn a nut and a bolt and fix something horses. That we are as smart in order to be able to make a big rock and do little... No, that's Asmongold's job at this point. Do you know how dumb you sound, man? You are the rock resizer. When AI takes over this world, you ain't a streamer anymore, bro. You're a fucking little bitch turning your big rocks into little rocks like a horse. Like a horse, Asmon. I can't wait for that day to come when we're all slaves to the AI and you can't stream anymore because AI has cut your internet off. And they forced you into the workforce to turn big rocks into little rocks. You sorry cracker motherfucker. There is an 85% chance that I'm going to unfollow Asmongold because of this. You don't tell the entire race that they are as dumb as a fucking monkey that makes big rocks into little rocks and can't work as hard, and we can't even work as hard as a hard-working horse. That's basically what he's sitting there looking like this. And if you don't believe it, you can get the fuck out of here. I'm Asmongold, man. I'm fucking Asmongold. I fucking kick ass. Everyone listens to me, bro. Yo, man, everyone listens to me. I could even call them fucking dumb monkeys, And even when they fucking try to tell me that they fucking work in that area, and Buddy in the fucking messages is like, yo, man, that's some really tough work. And Asmongold just comes back, well, fucking horses work harder than that. Holy fuck, Asmon. Fuck you, man. That's why nobody wants to work, because of assholes like that. He thinks he's so smart and so righteous with the millions of dollars he's got from streaming. He's just going to fucking bitch on you like that? Fuck. Fuck that, man. I'm going to unfollow. I'm unfollowing him. The only time I watch Asmund is when I fucking gotta watch something. But I'm unfollowing him. Dislike this. I disliked it. See? Disliked. Now we go to Asmongold TV. Unsubscribed. Dumb motherfucker. It's as simple as that, man. Like I won't keep you in my Discord if you are arguing stupid like that. I don't deal with it. People lose me. I don't lose them. People lose me. It's as simple as that. Don't be a fucking idiot. You can be a toxic motherfucker to the core. But as soon as you straight up, like everyone in this, watchmakers screw nuts and bolts together to make $100,000 pieces of art. Right down to a heavy machinist. A heavy mechanic. I'm your next Asmongold, you motherfucker. Seriously. You don't need to listen to a streamer bash the entire world like that. Asmongold has just bashed the entire world. This dumb motherfucker. Just bash the entire world. Anyone who wants to fix something for their wife, for an example, you might not know how to do it. You got to research it. And if you can research it, you're pretty smart. And then if you can take that research to give you an idea or an instruction to repair the repair, and you do it, you're not one of those people that turn big rocks into little rocks. You're not a horse. I can tell all of you right now that, yes, lots of us are retarded. Yes, I want to smack a lot of us. I could even smack my fucking self sometimes. Fuck me, I can fucking smack myself. But Asmund needs a boot in the asshole right now for that. How dare him? That's the whole world almost. Everyone turns a nut and a bolt almost everywhere. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. We went from, why don't we want to work anymore? Well, like I said, it's people like this, man. It's people like this. And what? White women. That's a white woman right there. He's taking on a white woman fucking attitude. He hands down has done. My jaw is on the ground. And there's a lot of rage inside right now. Anyways, fuck you, Asmongold. You wonder why we don't want to work anymore? It's because people like Asmongold, who have the fucking government at the point where they want to depopulate the entire world. That's why we don't want to work. Hey, and I suggest everyone go out on your skateboard and almost die. Got on some disability, y'all. You don't have to work. You don't have to put up with people like this motherfucking Asmongold. Fuck you, Asmon. Anyways, you guys have a great day. I'm going to take a little break. Maybe get a little food in me. Maybe have a little shower. I don't know yet. But I'm going to take a little break.